Baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out. Way beyond your shadow doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down. And all the things you said out loud. The bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now. And leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me. Oh.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground. So we can fly again. 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 I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground. So we can fly again. 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 We can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature.
Getting hype when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate.
sheets laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it.
Good afternoon and welcome to Simplay Motorsport, back for your weekly dose of Pro-Am here in the lovely country of Belgium. We travel back here after a few weeks away from it at Spa. We're at Zolder though this time, and what a circuit this is, the Zolder Grand Prix layout of this track. A fantastic circuit, bit like Monza, except that the curbs are a lot more dangerous and there's a few more up and down undulations of this track to go through, as you see Shane going up the hill and down straight again. Once after, I'm Mathew Duffin, joined in the commentary box tonight by the dashingly charming Dan Davis. Dan, good evening.
I feel like you're just trying to find more and more ways to...
running out. We're running out.
Yeah. You're running out of, like... I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. A bit dreading this week because Zolder, the track. Yeah. I found that it's completely hell on earth on ACC, but nonetheless, I'm back to be back in Belgium. And to be honest, if you actually want to see me any point this weekend, I'm actually on the BMX track, which is actually located in the middle of the circuit. There's a fun fact for you. The national or I say national, actually the European BMX World Championships has literally just left here last weekend for their round at Zolder. So fun fact for you there. But I'm doing very well, Mathew. How are you doing after a long week of resting and a bit of Easter chocolate? I've definitely put the pounds on as well, to be fair.
Very good, very good. To be fair, Daniel, I forgot it was Easter. I hope everybody had a great Easter. It's great to see that everybody enjoyed it. Yourself, you have a good one? Good bank holiday?
We had a dramatic F1, definitely for sure. That was interesting to watch. And if you didn't see that, then head back and look at the past streams, because F1 was lightning at Kota. Only 3 rounds to go. But yeah, it's been all right, mate. It's been all right. Mainly testing for this week for Zolder. But let's first things first. Let's talk about this fantastic circuit. We have had so many memories here. And for me, my biggest memory here was... do you remember a couple of seasons ago, I've had to be rushed into hospital after having surgery? Well, this was the first race I came back to at Zolder, and I was on the pad. Literally the night I came out of hospital, I was racing here at Zolder. Obviously not on the steering wheel and pedals. Doctors wouldn't allow me to. But I was on the pad, I made it, and I got a podium as well, funny enough. So,
do you remember something else? Here. You'd have been sat in your hospital bed. Funnily enough, me and the man on screen at the moment was reminiscing about this the other day. Smithy.
I was actually watching this happen in hospital.
You was. Smithy, the one and only race win he has to his name, in the pouring it down as well, let's just say. Smithy and KLF won both them races and got second in both them races. And would you know it, their teammates this season. What can they do tonight? Smithy absolutely loves this circuit. He says he's glad to be back. He did ask for rain. Obviously, Simplay Motorsport, we love a bit of rain, but that'll be back next season. We are just sort of using season 1 here to make sure that everybody gets up to grips with ACC. But Smithy took his first race win here on this FIA Grade 2 circuit that opened in 1963, a 59-year-old track. And what a circuit it is, the 2.492 miles circuit, 10 turns. And Sebastian Bordeaux actually holds the lap record of 1 minute 14 around here. We're not going to see them kind of times today. If you want to see a GT3 time, DTM in 2021 around here was Nico Muller in an Audi, a 127.2. We're not a million miles away from that. So that's actually quite that's quite nice to see. We're not a million miles away from it. The Pro-Ams are a little off that. Holt's currently leading the way there with him, still leading this championship, but is being caught. 156 points up for grabs. Shane slowly chipped away these last 2 weeks at Holt's championship lead. It's 47 points the gap. Argent in third place is 68 behind. Only 11 behind him is Pepe, who's had a fantastic season. He is P4 with the Green Wolfinator, who looks good in pace at the moment. P5. KLF, he is in P6. 110 points off this championship lead. PM Motorsport not here tonight under the weather, back problems causing him to miss out tonight's race. So we wish you the best of luck and hope you get well for tomorrow night, PM. And hopefully you get a speedy recovery to be back out on circuit next week. Daz Automatic, though, his teammate on the track. He's P8. He's 134 points off the championship lead. Can tonight mathematically be out of the running for the championship depending on results? And then we head to Smithy, is out of the running in this championship. And Smithy, 142 points. He is 4 points clear of Stealth Sloth, who's having a cracking season this year. Bryn back out there at the minute, currently P8 so far. He is P11 in the championship on 123 points. DJ Phil, he himself is on 119. He's only 4 points behind Bryn. Dean Wasocki, 10 points behind DJ Phil in P13. Welshie back this week. Great to see Welshie back. He's P14 on 96. Louis Allen is then next up. He is on 80. Dennis Newman, who I believe has pulled out of this championship. I think his PS4 has gone down or something. Can't remember what he said to me. On 75. Hitman not here tonight for this one. He's on 68. Leon Fernie then bringing up the rear on 59 points. Leon Fernie in the session, he is currently 9th. Now, for those of you who remember, Leon Fernie retired last week. He had a power cut, so will not serve a qualifying ban this week. He did have a power cut, so therefore we can't penalise him for that. It's Mother Nature, if you will. 294 constructors points up for grabs then, and it is a 166 point gap between Tickle Pink and A&H Motorsport. A&H leading the way here in this one. Fantastic for them to see. East and West, though, are catching Tickle Pink. They are only 21 points behind them. Audio Sport, mathematically still in it. Won't be tonight if results go their way. It don't go their way. They are P4. Some again, 23 points off the back of East and West. I mean, OPM Motorsport, real chance for Audio Sport to catch East West Motorsport. MC Motorsport are out the running. They are on 234. 3 points clear of the racing group with the Australian Racing Club, independent of Green Wolfinator, on 229. That's a good one. Racing Leon Fernie and DJ Phil. Can they get above the two independent drivers of Green Wolfinator and Pepe in what could be a last season for teams? We're looking at full independence maybe next year, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. The Lone Ranger Racing of Dean Wasoki's P3 in the independent standings, with Team Oro Titan in P4, JWB Racing Esports P11, JWB Racing Esports 2, P12, and Crystal, who we've not seen Chris Cheeto out there. I doubt we've seen him this season, bringing up the rear. Holty's the first man out on track to do a lap. And Dan, a few things tonight just to note that if Argent gets 2 podiums, that'll be his 50th podium here at Simplay Motorsport. Apart from that, I've got down that the Bentley can get its 100th race start. I think that, though, is tomorrow night that the Bentley will get its 100th race start, not tonight. So just a few things there.
Wow, interesting. Couple of things to look out for tonight. Definitely a few cars to keep an eye on. I'm currently doing the polls and trying to help Matt out a little bit here by trying a few different things myself while we are going. I think it's everyone's going to get sick and tired of hearing my tapping. They hear it on a normal night, but they're going to hear it again. I love a clunky keyboard though, Dan, so I'm not sick of tired. Yeah, you do. While I am trying to negotiate spellings and try and figure out what's what, favoured car for tonight, who do you think is looking good as the poll now goes out for pole position for race 1? Get your votes in,
so
guys.
Who do I think looks good? Based off of our testing, we have to say that we look at, I mean, we've not seen much of Overtake, we've not seen much of De Silva, but the Lamborghini and the Bentley look good cars here, in your hands and in my hands. This is a different kettle of fish. I genuinely think that Louis Allen in the Honda could be sitting pretty in a decent car tonight. We know what the Honda's like. I'm getting the feeling that this new Honda Evo, the newer version for this game, not the one we saw on Project Cars in the Acura, is a lot better. And Louis Allen last week had good pace at Monza. I feel like his car could be suited to Zolder. I've got to say, though, Holty's Bentley, because of the fact the Bentley can ride the curb so well, that round here, you as well as anybody know that from hitting a few this week, know that the curbs are going to be the biggest problem. So I'm going to go Louis Allen's Honda, but I think the Bentley's is one to watch as well. Yourself?
I genuinely think that the man to keep an eye on is Wolfinator, I think, tonight. I think even though, like you said, the Bentley can run the curves, it can abuse them, run them, use them, whatever it likes. I think you can run this track without touching the curbs at all and still be fast. So I think Wolfinator, if he nails the lap, I think he's a one to watch out for. He's definitely one to possibly take pole and take the win. So I think Wolfinator would be the one to keep an eye on tonight. And he's definitely been putting the practice in. As most people know, that a lot of us obviously run together on a practice evening. We're keeping an eye on how people are doing. And Wolfinator has been near enough most nights with us testing. And I think he's just there. He's just able to...
seems to be starting to get to grips with testing with all us, especially some of the pro guys on the Thursday night who are on testing. And really is starting to put his spin on it. Holty, though, that is not a bad banker lap from Holty there with a 1:30.9. That is a good way to start your evening. Daz Automatic, the next one to cross the line. Dan, let's talk about Zolder. It's not a very long lap, is it? It's a pretty short lap, only 1.5 minutes, just under that if you're quick enough. So it's a pretty short lap here. So drivers have got a chance to get quite a few laps in qualifying.
Yeah, definitely so. I think... it is a short lap. There is time. It's not like the other circuit, the Belgium circuit we've been to, which was Spa, where it takes a while for you to get around and complete a lap. But at least here, it's not too long. You're able to get around, get in the pits, get back out. It's quick, fast-paced circuit, but you do have to make sure you nail every single lap or every single corner, because those curves are lethal. Even for you in the Bentley, I believe you've had some issues. It hasn't been plain sailing. But it is still, you've got to nail the lap.
Yeah, 100% you have, because it is like the track guide me and Dan have listened to a bit. It is like Monza. But also, it's not like Monza in the fact that these curves really do hurt you. Monza are a bit slower through the chicanes. These chicanes are a bit quicker than Monza's, and it really will hurt you if you get them wrong. Louis Allen to the line of Stowsloff then invalidates his lap, and he puts his Honda P6. Next car to the line will be Dean Wysocki, but his lap time is invalid, as is Shane. So the next one to complete a lap will not be car number 9, as he's just invalidated. It will be car 57 of Pepe. The other part of this circuit that people seem to be getting a lot wrong is the hairpin. You come out the second chicane, up the hill, you've got a left, you've got a right, then a little blind left at the top of the hill. The hairpin, people seem to outbrake themselves, I've noticed in a lot of testing. And that's a problem that drivers will be facing into tonight. Pepe doesn't improve on his time. Wolfenator behind on an invalid one, so he will not improve either. What about Argent? Not got a time on the board, comes to the line now, puts one in, goes P2.
Good lap time from him. Both Bentleys already looking good, and I think Wolfenator is just taking his time just to get himself into the group. He's got a little bit of traffic of the Aston Martin of Pepe just in front of him as Kelly crosses the line and goes P4.
Yeah,
he's finding the pace.
Good lap from Kelly there. Every lap improving, and as you can see, every lap getting quicker. The track will rubber in and get better and better as the night goes on. The track's already, Dan, at optimum. So that just shows you how much running's been had on it. It's already changed to optimum track in qualifying 1.
Already, and that just shows how much these guys have just been out cleaning up the track, making it as fast as possible, and we are now got to that point where the guys can push to the limit now and see how much they can improve. But still, the lap times aren't that fast that we've seen earlier on. Obviously Holty into the 29s so far, but the others are starting to find the pace.
I think Dean's just had a moment coming out of chicane as we went on board with him there. Looked a little slow on exit. To the line for Dean, and he finally puts the lap time on the board. Holty then is next, and will he improve his lap time? He doesn't, so he stays at the same pace. Daz Automatic, the next one to cross the line here at this tricky Zolder circuit. Down he comes, 2 seconds off the pace. That improves to 1.9 as he just improves his lap time. Pepe, once again, he's going to be on about his 5th lap here. Does he improve this time? Again, just a couple of tenths, not enough. Argy Bargy only needs 0.2 of a second. Does he find them in this last sector? No, he does not. 186 of the Green Wolfenator, 1.1 off the pole. Does he find any time? No. And Bryn goes P6 now. So Bryn up to P6. Shane, Dan, just noticed, hasn't got a lap time on the board here.
No, he hasn't. Isn't somebody meant to be on a qualifying ban today?
No.
No?
Leon Fernie had a power cut, if you remember. Bryn came back into the session. It's tomorrow night. There's about 50 qualifying bands. One for Smokey, one for Overtaker, one for Sekulovic, one for Biggs, one for Upbar. So it's tomorrow night.
Cool, so half the grid going on.
Yeah. 20 cars potentially could turn up. Half the grid are on a quali ban. What could be better? Smithy to the line, no improvement for him. Car 34 of Louis Allen, 3 seconds off the pace. Just as I said, the Honda might look good round here. Louis Allen, 3 seconds off the pace, crosses the line now, and goes P3. What a lap time from the Honda there.
We'll just end the poll there, and so far 57% of you reckon that the Wolfenator will take pole position. I don't think that's going to happen so far, but anything can still happen. Wolfenator's just got to nail the lap. Currently I'm on board with Leon Fernie as he's getting into the middle sector, but Wolfenator so far just struggling to get that lap time as Shane now goes P4. So an improvement there for Shane in the Lamborghini.
Indeed so. Welshie, the only man not set a lap time. He's coming to the line now. What will it be as he crosses it? Just slower than his teammate. Car behind 57. Does that improve? I don't think so. 52 though of Argent. He didn't improve either. Wolfenator is now to the line and does improve back into P3, but only 4 tenths off the pole at the moment, as DJ Phil will be the next car to complete a lap. Bryn and Dean Wysocki both done in qualifying.
Yep, both done, and that's going to ruin their chances to improve. But right now, Wolfenator still got time to improve his lap times. A few other guys still places to gain. Kelly's only a couple of tenths off of Shane. Daz just needs to nail the lap, and he gets within a little bit closer to Kelly. Those two seem to be very, very similar in pace. I've noticed recently, Matt, KLF and Daz Automatic, very much, I feel like a little rivalry between those two, a friendly rivalry. But either way, they seem to be very level on pace. Louis at the minute has just got to worry about Shane and Kelly, because obviously they're both only 2 tenths behind them. Meanwhile, there is a car in the final corner, and I believe that is car 9. That is Holty coming to the cross the start finish line. Is he going to improve on a 30.0? He does. 29.9.
Just breaks into the 29.9. Shane then will be the car to follow him across the line and doesn't improve on his lap time. Before Daz Automatic will try and get one more running as drivers all come in. Holty's bailed on his lap and he's returned to the pits. Daz to the line, no improvement there. Car 57 of Pepe to the line now. He's got RG Barge on an invalid lap behind him. These two will get one more in. Wolfinator will get one more in. Half a second he needs now to Holty. Oh, goes within a 10. So the Wolfinator really on it here. Kelly on what will be... No, he's bailed. Kelly's bailed.
He's practicing the pit lane, which is probably a smart thing to do right now. Shane is currently in the middle sector as he then comes to the end of his qualifying session. He is on the lap at the minute. Crossing the line now, though, was 21. Leon Fernie, he goes P8. We're in the middle sector now with Shane. He's the next car to set a lap time. And this Lamborghini does not like this middle sector. It's too slow, too fiddly for it, as I've learnt. And the Lamborghini now coming into probably its strongest sector, which is the final sector. Nailing the brakes, making sure he gets it turned in, hits the apex of the hairpin, and try and get a good drive out of the corner, heading towards the final corner. And Shane really needs to nail the final chicane to get himself at least ahead of Louis as he goes into the final chicane. Car 88 of Shane exiting the final corner. The pink Lamborghini towards the line now. What is he going to do? He finds a couple of hundredths, but that is it.
Shane, these last couple of weeks, hasn't been on the ball at the front of the pack in his qualifying, so he stays fifth. Louis Allen then is going to be kept in P4, so it's a battle of the top three, and it's it's second and third that are on a lap. Here comes Argy Bargy to the line. Any improvement for Argent? Doesn't find it. What about the Wolfinator for pole? Doesn't get it, so Holty will take back-to-back pole positions in race, in qualifying. One Argent starting right behind him, but what a lap from the Wolfinator. This could be game on into turn one in this race here, because that 0.3 of a second separating the top three. Then you drop a second back. Don't get me wrong, first to seventh is only separated by 0.8 of a second. But this is really close up front, and it's going to be a battle of who can do what going into turn one, I feel, as we get ready for this race. If you like what you see here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't forget to hit the bell to be notified as well. Excuse me. And don't forget to join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. GMT +1 or BST if you're in England, for the Pro Series, in which we hope PN will be better to commentate. If not, it could be anybody. It could even be me commentating. But don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified. Obviously, 3 weeks of ACC left, 3 weeks of F1 left. F1 will be taking a break, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, whereas ACC is going to run through. And Mexico is the destination for what is now turned into a two-way fight between James and Jamie in that championship. Can they get that done?
Still mathematically in it, but it needs a lot, to be honest.
Who, in F1? Gary? In F1?
Yeah.
No, Gary's out.
No, well, I saw his turn one at the last race. So.
Well, yeah, but he's numbered. Yeah. Oh, one thing we do need to mention is a massive congratulations to James and his partner on the birth of their baby girl, Felicity, I believe Dan told me earlier. So congratulations, James and Mrs. James, on the birth of your daughter. Now, question, Beth asked me earlier, was it born in Wales or in England, Dan? If it's born in Cornwall, they've got a Cornish baby on their hands.
I was going to say, it's not Wales, and it's not in England.
Well, they've got a Cornish baby. They've got a Cornish baby on it. So a Welsh father, Welsh.
No, she's not Cornish. But she didn't have a pasty when she woke up. Let's put it that way.
Come out with a leak, not a pasty. Either way, we are. Yeah. We are.
I'll look to the back. You look to the front.
We are rolling again here, and based off the dramas of last week. Can we get this start underway properly this time? Race one, though, round 15, about to get underway here in Belgium at Zolder. Dan, your tip for the win, as it is green and go, and it's a drive-through penalty for Argy Bargy. His race has been ruined already before they even hit turn one. We'll get Dan's prediction on a race winner in just a moment. But Argent up the inside of Wolfinator. Well, she is in a wall on his own, I believe. Yes. Ah, right, good for him. Argent now up the inside of Wolfinator. Wolfinator tumbling down just behind Argent. Louis attacking the back of him with Shane trying to follow suit. Shane is very wide here. He's on the gravel. He's got to keep this going. He does. Shane, all sorts of strife there as Bryn and Daz Automatic get through, but it's Holty who leads from the Wolfinator as they head down towards the first section. Holty, Argent, Wolfinator, Louis, Daz, Bryn, Shane, Kelly, Pepe, Stealth, Leon Fernie, Smithy, Phil, Dean Wasocki and Welchie. Was that Shane across? I think Shane caught the sausage.
Well, half of them went over. I think Kelly, Shane, a few of the others as well, all just straight line in the chicane, but all relatively clean, which I don't like the look of, especially. Oh, as Smithy's just hit the back of Stealth Sloth, I want to say. Yes, the Stealth Sloth's gone around, hit his teammate with Welshie, and Dean's been caught up with that one as well. That was due to the contact of Smithy hitting at the rear of Stealth Sloth, so he's now dropped down the order. Meanwhile, we go back to the front, and Leon Fernie is attacking Bryn.
Yeah, that was a heck of a lunge as they pulled out. Cameraman's not picking them up. He decides to pan around now.
Smithy's pulled to one side and is waiting for Stealth Sloth. Where is he? He is over the hill. So Smithy has waited and has allowed Stealth Sloth through. He's waited a big chunk of time as well. He's not kept rolling. He came to a complete stop.
Looks like Pepe's had a moment as well, Dan, because Bryn and Leon had ascended on each other in towards the hairpin, and Pepe here is now been passed by Bryn and is side by side with Leon Fernie as they cross the line. Pepe dropping down to 9th place. Leon looking to the outside of Bryn. He was on the grass after the hairpin, and Leon now has Pepe looking back at him. Shane's involved in this. Shane's now looking up the inside, and Leon trying to get through. He's got past Pepe. Shane now looks to get past Pepe, and he's on the inside for this long set of right-hand corners. Shane is through as well. Pepe just tumbling down this order a moment.
Louis had a moment. He's dropped down the order. He's lost out to Daz, and now he's got KLF breathing down his neck as they head into the chicanes. Daz has had a decent start, but Wolfinator is now starting to put pressure back on Argent as Kelly bounces over the curb. Like he's riding the rodeo of a McLaren there.
Indeed. So Daz,
lovely discovery as well this week, Mathew. I think you know what I'm about to say here.
I do know what you're about to say.
Regarding McLaren, I found an old car.
An old friend?
An old friend, yeah, a very old friend.
Just to say, Dan, Argent's drive-through penalty, Daz on the podium. Who'd have thought that one? Eh?
He's getting used to these, isn't he?
Yeah. The bridesmaid, though, never the bride. Wolfinator putting pressure on Argent. Argent putting pressure on his teammate. Argent's not going to pit this time around, though, as Kelly still sat on the back of Louis Allen. Leon Fernie sat on the back of Bryn here then. Shane still on the back of him. And as we drop down the pack, no one else kind of around. Smithy's dropped off the back.
Argent's hassling the back of Holty, to be fair. Holty may have the lap pace, but he just seems to not have the race pace at this minute. So it's Holty. I know, obviously, he doesn't have the drive-through, but he just doesn't seem to have the pace over Argent. Argent just looks like the quicker car, to be fair.
Yeah, he does. He does, to be fair, as they come through. That's turn 3 they're coming into now. Shane's got past Leon Fernie, just changed to Shane because the gap was close. The gap isn't close anymore. He's got past him. So Shane can now push after his teammate. Wolfinator drop back from Argent a little bit. Is this in preparation for him diving into the pit lane, do we wonder? Bryn now going to head after Kelly. Argent, though, really is putting his teammate under some pressure as they come up and over the hill. And these two Bentleys, the A&H Motorsport, Argent has to do his drive through this lap, by the way. It is the 3rd lap. And yeah, Argent, is he just trying to get on with this, whereas Holty may be looking after his tyres a little better?
Well, I think Argent probably sitting there thinking, I wish he never got the drive-through, but I think tyre wear really isn't the issue here. It's just real concentration of just staying off the curbs. I'm watching a lot of the guys in the mid-pack, and they really aren't touching them. We've got us lot in the pro who are flirting with them. But
Argent's gone through on Holty. Sorry, Dan, I just looked away for a moment. I'm going to have to look back on stream and see what happened here. Holty went deep at the hairpin, Dan. And Argent comes in for his drive-through, but Wolfinator has got past Holty as well. So Holty deep at the hairpin corner, and that now has really cost him as Argent pits for his drive-through penalty. Holty on the back of Wolfinator now towards turn 1. He's got that inside line on the Wolfinator, and the Bentley bit better on the brakes than the McLaren. Gets it done now. He's gone deep in the gravel. Wolfinator, thank you, mama, for the carrots. I'll have that straight back. Daz now up to 3rd. Louis Allen 4th. Kelly will be 5th. Bryn's now in 6th. With Shane 7th, Leon Fernie's 8th, Pepe is
Shane's attacking
9th.
Bryn. Shane's down the inside of Bryn into turn 2, and he's got Leon Fernie breathing down his neck. And do you think now, though, Matt, thinking about it, Matt regarding the Holty and Argent, because Argent had so much pace, so much confidence, do you think he's been put off by his own teammates?
Possibly.
In the hairpin, missed his brakes, and at that point, Wolfinator, he can ask for Christmas right now, to be fair.
Yeah.
Why did I say Christmas?
Christmas. You mentioned that one as well. I didn't say always Leon Fernie takes off like Santa's sleigh. Yeah, he takes off like Santa's sleigh trying to bounce over the curb. Pepe's 9th, Phil's 10th. Argent's come back out in P11. Just behind this Welshie Dean Wasocki battle. Dean looking up the inside to the chicane, and let's go with that one. And Welshie big slide off the chicane, and Dean gets through.
He probably thought Christmas and Easter all came in one, seeing both the Bentleys, one going wide into the hairpin and one going straight to the pit. So really, if anything, Argent really hindered his own teammate. Yeah. He should have just backed off a little bit, stayed in his in a space where he could have kept Wolfinator under control, and Holty would have been in a better position. But right now, he's losing time to Wolfinator, and Wolfinator is now starting to pull away.
Kelly getting back within a second of Louis Allen, and Pepe was within a second of Leon Fernie. He's the first man to pull the trigger and come into the pits. So anybody else going to think about doing it? No to DJ Phil. Argent. Will Argent come straight back in here, I wonder? I think he's had a mistake as well, because Dean is right on the back of him. Argent not choosing to pit. Dean not choosing to pit. And Argy Bargy all over the curbs. A little more than what he wants to be. Good evening to Benedict Varga, peaceful stepdad, Mother Davis, Aidan Bennett, Green Wolfinator and PM Motorsport in the chat. Great to see Aidan Bennett back in the chat. Good afternoon, Aidan. Holty though, Dan. 1.3 off the back of Wolfinator already.
Yeah, already as Green Wolfinator starting to put away. But again, like I said, anything can still happen in this race. You've just got to keep an eye on where the action is going. We've even got Fury in the chat, and this is a perfect time for Fury to come into the chat, because he has been worrying that Matt might bring this up. But instead, I feel like I'm going to. GTE, couple of seasons
Shane,
ago,
hang on! I'm looking to see where Shane is. The camera's just following the track. Bryn went through. Shane's been doing donuts in the gravel. He can't get it back on circuit. That is DJ Phil who's just got past him. So Pepe's in the pits in the pit window. Shane was off at the first chicane and has struggled to get it back going. He's behind DJ Phil now. Shane tumbles down the order then.
His championship is slipping away by the sounds of things. It's just as I was about to get into Fury, Shane saves him from me humiliating him live on stream, and hopefully we can get somebody going into the pit so I can explain more of what has happened with Fury here. It's a couple of seasons ago in endurance cars, because let's just say the concrete wall saw Fury, and Fury saw the concrete wall, and we can figure out which one won.
If Fury had to do a driving test and did a 27-point turn, I wouldn't fancy passing him on that. Look at that. Like magic, Dan, Shane's coming. So talk us through what Fury did.
So Fury, obviously, you come into the pits here at Zolder. You got a horrible kind of like concrete chicane that you need to avoid, and obviously most of the guys will negotiate their way cleanly past it, no issues, no problems. Fury just straight up plowed straight into the front of one of the concretes, and then next thing you know, his car decided to fly and do all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah. Count Fury to do some odd things to cars, let's be honest. He's managed to make an LMP2 fly at Spa. He's managed to lose a wheel on a Porsche 911 at United States when we used to run the project cars. And he was my teammate again for that season. And he's managed to negotiate a Ford GT and put it straight into a wall here. So
Fury's been there, done it all, chap. Put it that way. Fury has been there, done it all. One man who has been there, done it all is Holty.
He's on test dummy.
Fury, what's the pit lane like? Right, okay, we can pit, no problem. Easy one this week. Cheers, man. Brand's just got a tricky chicane to negotiate when you're trying to come into the pits.
We need you to crash test these cars a minute. Can you just make sure that the LMP2 is safe for flight for the moon? That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Just check this catch fence in Indianapolis in the Porsche for us, please, Fury. We want to make sure
the wheels stay on.
Yeah. Back to the race. Leon Fernie, a second off the back of Bryn, just gained a 10th or 2 in that final sector. Holty has lost a lot of time here, even to Fury's mum as well. He is odd, so it doesn't surprise me that he does odd things with cars. Bryn, poor run out of turn 1, and Leon Fernie right around the outside. Job done. That is P6 for Leon Fernie. Holty has got nothing here, Danny. He's losing time as Dean's on the attack of Stelsloff.
There's a whole gaggle of cars which Daz is being held up in. So Daz is stuck behind Pepe. He's now been let through, but that's just allowed Louis to get close. Shane's in the middle of this as well. Kelly's also there as well. So all these guys backing up Fury going, no man dares to go, says Hayden Bennett. I'm going to make it very clear, when we go to Donington Park next weekend, Fury, you're staying in the back of my Golf and you're going nowhere near the steering wheel, okay?
It's one small step for man, it's another giant leap for Fury kind.
It's definitely a big leap for Fury. It's quite a large leap for Fury, to be fair.
Oh, brilliant. Dean attacking Stelsloff. Bryn's got back ahead of Leon Fernie, so Bryn's now back into 6th place. Good little battle developing between these two in this one. Bryn back up in that top half. 15 started the race, which means the top 8 cannot qualify for race 2. Holty's gained, in fact he's clawed half his time back over Green Wolfinator. Welshie's the one sat currently in the pit lane. Car 22 is off the road. That is why he's off the track map. It's Kelly entering the pit lane. I forgot about that, because obviously I've not been in the spectator mode all week. The cars, if you see a dot off the track map coming out the pits and in the pits, that is why. Kelly's in then. Bryn and Leon Fernie carry on their way. Argy Bargy P8 when the cameraman wants to find him. There he is.
I think Argy's had a moment in the hairpin.
Yeah, I agree.
Flag in the hairpin.
And Stealth's right behind him. Argent in. Stealth didn't pit. Dean didn't pit.
Argent nearly missed his braking coming into the pit lane and nearly put it in the wall.
Imagine. Dean's just missed the chicane at the final corner. So they all carry on. Holty's now got the gap down to 9/10 of a second here. So for Holty, he started to get that Bentley coming back to him a little bit here.
Yeah, possibly so. Starting to get into a groove, but he's also now starting to get into the dirty air. And to newcomers here who don't know a lot about motorsport or anything like that, dirty air is the air generated from the back of the car. In this case, Wolfinator's McLaren is delivering hot, horrible air to the front of that Bentley. And obviously, all these wings are not just for show; they're not for display.
Oh!
Green Wolfinator is going to make it easy for him because he's going to come straight to the pits.
Leon Fernie and Bryn, mistake at the chicane there. I don't know if Leon Fernie's tapped him round. He's got going either way. Leon Fernie has left Bryn, who's now got some damage to his car, so will Bryn get that one repaired. Kelly's got out the pits ahead of Argent. Argent not been released yet. Here comes Pepe, as I believe Louis Allen comes into the pits. So Pepe, who's just ahead of Shane. Shane's just got past him, so Shane up a place for position. Argent's been released as them two come flying past. So Shane and Pepe through. Wolfinator in the box as well as Louis Allen.
Yeah, obviously go back to what I was saying about the dirty air. Obviously the wings generate downforce, the car's pushed to the ground, and if that dirty air is then affected to the wings, the car loses the downforce, loses that grip, loses its control, and obviously then the car becomes what's called light, or then becomes very loose. Some of the words that have been used, and in this case, Holty then would start to get to the back of Wolfinator and generate that horrible downforce loss. But in this case, Wolfinator pitted early, and sometimes it's not massively affected in these GT3 cars, but it definitely single-seaters or LMPs, big downforce cars will be affected by this. And I know for a fact that a lot of these guys will be running a lot of wing around this circuit because it is required. 12 people are currently voted on the stats on the vote for driver of race 1. Get your votes in now. It will close at the 15-minute mark. Let's see where the votes are going to go, as Louis has now been dropped as I'm watching him. I shouldn't be watching him, I should be watching something, as Holty comes into the pits.
Yeah, just about to say, Holty's in the box as Wolfinator is going through turn 2 and coming into turn 3. Louis Allen is coming out pit exit. Welsh, I'm sure, has been in the pits, but hasn't changed his tyres, so he's going to have to come back in here. Stelfsoft, Dean, Smithy all in. Dean and Stelf was pretty close to each other coming into the pit lane, so them two in a little battle. Smithy was a bit further back, so we'll see what happens there. Kelly, Shane, Pepe. Shane and Pepe are just coming through. Argent a bit further back here. So if Dean and Stealth get off the limiter, or get off the... get dropped, I think Argent's going to get them now. He's out the final corner. Holty in though, so the fight is to watch. Holty versus Wolfinator. Holty's just stopped at his box now. And we'll see where Wolfinator is. So Daz takes control of this race lead. Leon P3. Bryn will be P4. He'll be up to 3rd place. DJ Phil, will he decide to box? He does. Dean has just been dropped. Dean's had a long pit stop, so has Stolsoff. Dean's in reverse. Dean's reversed backwards in the... There we go, Dean. That's the gear. Well, Dean's lost a little more time to Stolsoff and Smithy there. He was in reverse. And I wonder if he's... you did this in practice, if I remember. Went too far forward, put your car in reverse to get it back in its box, and then when it dropped you were still in reverse and went backwards.
Yeah, different reasons though, I think. I was trying to get an achievement and it wasn't happening. Let's put it that way.
Bryn then, 1.8 off the back of Leon Fernie. Halfway through the race, Welshie up to 12th, but has to pit again. Smithy, though, jumped both Stealths off and Dean Wysocki out of all of that. So good stop for Stealth, for Smithy. Argent's P11, and just looking as he comes through towards Sector 2 now, he's 7.9 off the back of Pepe. So Argent, he's gone deep at the hairpin as well. Really struggling around here. Had early pace, but that seems to have faded away. Holty, though, Dan, jumped Wolfenator by 0.3 of a second out the pits.
Wolfenator just losing out there, so Holty. But still, look, Holty's right. He's gotten right behind him. Cold tyres, and Holty is going to be struggling to get tyres and pressures up to temperature. And right now, Holty is trying his very best to keep the McLaren behind him, but it's going to get very spicy in a minute.
Oh,
Guys,
it's not now!
No, it's
Wolfenator's
not.
bounced off the sausage curb, and it's Wolfenator in the wall. Did you say Holty was in the wall?
I was about to say Holty was in the wall, and then I stopped myself.
I didn't know if you was watching something different to me. Wolfenator, that's going to be big damage to the front of that car. Now, Daz Automatic. What can you do as Bryn decides to bring himself into the pits? A good evening to Magic Mel in the chat. Hope you are enjoying the action here at Simplay Motorsport. But it's Daz from Leon from, I believe, DJ Phil now. Yes, it is. Holty will then take 4th place in a moment as Bryn's pitted. Dean's got past Stealth, so I wonder if Stealth's had a moment somewhere. Welshie still to box, as well as DJ and Leon, who are teammates, don't forget. And Daz Automatic leads this race and has a pretty good grip on this race lead at the moment, coming into the final couple of corners. Will he box? So this is the biggest question here. It's been relatively clean from these Pro-Am boys. Yet again, good racing. Daz decides not to pit.
Definitely decent racing from most of these guys. Again, makes me very, very worried for tomorrow night. As me and Matt always know, that if this goes well, then more likely Pro is even worse than these guys. But either way, so far, Daz still leads the way in the Ferrari. I don't know what I said there, because that didn't sound like English at all. But, you know, we go with it.
Oh, interesting one here. No, Kelly's way past turn 1. Don't know what I'm looking at. It's because Shane's not come through the first sector. Shane's past Bryn. Pepe's past Bryn. Argent's past Bryn. Welshie's not. So Bryn's going to come out to P11, I believe it is, after his pit stop. Top 3 all still to pit. What's Daz done?
He goes through the chicane, hits the curb really, really hard, and the back end was not happy. There's another pole out, guys, for you and keeping you busy tonight. Vote for which car you think looks best around here at Zolder. We got the Bentley, McLaren, Ferrari, and the Honda. We had to put the Honda in just for Matt, so he was happy. He's going to vote for that one.
And if you disagree with all of them and think that it should be the Aston Martin, comment that one. We only get 4 options, not 5, so comment the Aston Martin if you think that one. It's a shame we don't get more options.
There's the Lamborghini as well. Do you think the Lamborghini?
Oh yeah, there's the Lamborghini. You didn't put that one in there. If you think the Lamborghini, put the Lamborghini as well. As Dean's dropped back down to last, so I wonder if he's now made a mistake. Daz comes into the pit lane though, so he boxes from the lead. Wolfenator, 5 seconds behind Holty now. Has the Wolfenator just got too much damage to that car and is just slowly dropping behind?
Possibly so, as Dad's coming into the pits. I think that the Wiggles he's having, he just had to come into the pits now, maybe overheating those tyres. Maybe the pressures are starting to go a little bit doolally. But yeah, Lexus is a much better car.
Oh,
I totally agree, Camel.
That's Camel from the other night.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
what a
we
guy.
had a good little scrap between me and him, actually, the other night. It was very fun.
I enjoyed a little battle with him before the pit stops. Great to see you in the chat, Camel. Lexus is the better car. Well, hopefully you can prove us wrong next season, because it'll be great to see you out on track. It was really fun to see you out there. Just watching Argent at the minute, 2.2 off the back of Pepe, trying to gain some time that he's lost here. Daz in the pits then. Leon Fernie and DJ Phil have stayed out. No, Phil comes into the pits. What about Welshie? He's still got a pit. He carries on his way.
Do you know who's had a quiet but clean race tonight so far? And it's on their way for their... I don't know if it's their first podium? It's Louis in the Honda.
It will be their first podium, and it is Louis in the Honda. He qualified 4th. didn't really have much. Kenny was on the back of him at the beginning of the
Daz
race.
is on his way out now. This could be tight between these two, actually. So Louis into the start-finish line. Daz is about to come off the limiter. Longer way around, but it is still going to be close, I think, as Louis goes into turn 1. Daz is going through into turn 2, and I think Louis will just have it.
Yeah,
yes,
he just goes past.
It's still close. Oh, Daz has a snap as he comes out of the pit lane.
He loves a snap, he does, doesn't he? Loves
Don't
a
want to see him on a wheel.
Right, well, he's just got himself a Fanatec direct drive, so good luck with that one, Daz. Right, the question for Daz now is, can he hunt down the green Wolfinator? Sorry, for Louis is, can they hunt down, him and Daz together, the green Wolfinator? 11 seconds is the gap. Wolfinator clearly damaged. He's lost even more time to Halty. So that'll be the biggest question. Kelly's now up into 6th place. Shane is now up to 7th. Argent has got past Pepe. That is 8th and 9th for them as DJ Phil is just coming out the pits. Where's Bryn? Bryn's just coming around turn 1. You hear DJ Phil's McLaren powering through. There is DJ Phil's McLaren. Bryn up to 10th place then. Welshie still to pit. If he fails to pit, let's not forget, it will give him a time penalty. Smithy right behind Welshie. Their rivalry resuming. Dean Wysocki trying to hunt down Stovsloff yet again. Leon Fernie in, meaning that Halty has taken the race lead. And Wolfinator will now try and catch... Wolfinator will now take P2 back. Louis Allen will be on the provisional podium. But he's got a very fast Daz automatic behind him, charging through the field.
He has indeed, but the problem with Daz is obviously he's very loose on the back end of that Ferrari. Speaking of the Ferrari, it is winning the votes at the minute for best car for this track. Actually, no, the Honda is level with it. So we've got 2 votes for 1 vote for the Bentley, 1 for the McLaren, and 2 for the Honda and Ferrari. So who's going to come out on top? Japan or Italy, as Aiden in the chat says, what time penalty for not pitting? I believe it's 130 seconds.
I think it's equivalent to a drive-through penalty or a stop-go penalty, I believe it is, which is, I think, 130 seconds. The only track it isn't 130 seconds is Spa, where it's about 27 hours, because that's how long it takes you to drive through the pit lane, stop, and drive out the pit lane. It's ridiculous. So it's 130 seconds here. And that will put Welshie dead last. Smithy, though, gaining on the back of Welshie here, I noticed. The timing screen as the camera wants to pan around to them. Anytime now. There we go. Halty's put a lap on Smithy, or he's side-by-side with Smithy now. And Smithy doesn't fight that one too much. So maybe that battle's just died out while Halty's coming through to lap the cars.
Guys, as we're currently streaming at the minute, can we get as many likes as we possibly can? Currently 21 people watching the stream. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button. 10 people only have liked it so far. Let's get to at least 20 tonight for these guys, because they're putting on a fantastic show here at Zolder. This is only race 1 for the sprint. Make sure you tune in, because they will have an hours-long race for the feature, and it'll be the same for the pros tomorrow night. It all could change next season, though. The format, it might be completely different as you see it right now.
Yeah, it could indeed. You've basically just got to make sure you've either got a 2-minute gap to the car behind, easily done, he says, or pit within the next... Welshie's got to pit this lap, basically. Halty's put the lap on Welshie.
Even if you say it's easily done, get your butt back on
Simplay
Motorsport and prove us wrong and don't pit 2 minutes down the road. I bet you can do that.
No problem. Smithy's got up back on the rear end of Welshie. Pepe's a little closer to Leon Fernie. Pepe, been really consistent this season, has Pepe, and it's great to see him out there scoring some good points yet again. He'll want to get past Leon Fernie. Argent's 4 seconds off the back of Shane. Daz not really closing in on Louis like we expected, and Louis not gaining much on the green Wolfinator. They must be lapping similar sort of pace at the moment. As
Matt will be quite happy now, because we've got 7 votes in the chat,
yes,
and it's gone the way of Honda so far.
That's what we want to see.
Best car for this track, and at the minute the leading car is the Bentley. I'm surprised that's not leading the way.
Well, speaking of the Bentley and the Honda, if the Bentley wins one race tonight and the Honda doesn't, the Bentley will be above the Honda in terms of most race wins at Simplay Motorsport. It'll also, depending on how many Bentley podiums and Honda podiums we get, could be above it on podiums as well. Pepe, though, 8 tenths off the back of Leon Fernie as they come into the second chicane. Halty's got a good lead out front. Daz now 1.3 off the back of Louis Allen. We'll just jump to that battle now as they're coming up to lap Dean Wysocki. There is Daz, 1.6 the gap. Come back to that Leon Fernie Pepe fight. Towards the hairpin they come.
Put a bit of dirt as he exits the right-hander and then up towards the hairpin, and really starting to put the pressure on Leon Fernie. I don't know if Leon Fernie's still carrying that damage at the minute, but we'll see what happens as they go into the final chicane now.
Indeed, we will. Just notice Welshie didn't pit. He's not going to get around to complete the pit window, so that's going to be a big penalty for Welshie. He has been passed by Smithy as well. Pepe now within 0.4 of a second of Leon Fernie. Dean's losing more time to Stealth Sloth here. And this is great to see.
As much as I'd love to come back and put 2 minutes on these guys, I wouldn't be fair on them, says Aidan Bennett. Well, we'll do it in the pro then.
Yeah. Do it on me and Dad in the pro. Love to see that. Gap out front, 9 seconds. Pepe now through turns 1 and 2. Gets a good run on Leon Fernie. And down towards turn 3 they come. He's getting that little bit closer, but just isn't close enough to make a move. You can't really do it into this chicane unless you're far enough along the inside. Outside is not an option to go side by side through this one. You cannot cut that second part of the chicane. It will just jump you in the air, as Overtaker found out in testing midweek. Barrel rolling through the chicane. Down the hill then comes Leon Fernie, still just ahead of Pepe towards the second chicane. Pepe patiently waited. Daz within 0.7 of a second of Louis Allen as well.
I've got my eye on that.
Right, you keep your eyes on that one. Pepe pushing Leon Fernie through the right-hander. They still come. Now uphill, Leon Fernie very wide in towards the left-hander. Rejoins back onto the track now. Pepe's got to run just onto the grass. Pepe on the inside into the hairpin on the marbles. Space given by Leon Fernie, and Pepe comes out of this. No, not quite yet. Leon Fernie got better traction out of the corner. They're still side by side towards the final chicane here at Zolder. With 3 minutes left in the race, Leon Fernie pulls his McLaren back in front. Great driving from both of these boys here.
Yeah, great stuff there. Pepe giving the space and respect on the inside, and Leon Fernie doing the same as well on the outside. You really do have to trust the guy you're racing with. And in the hairpin, Leon Fernie just showing that he's progressing in this league and slowly improving each week as they're still going at it as they go into turn 1. Meanwhile, Daz has lost time to Louis in the first and second chicane.
He is indeed. Camel in the chat really wakes him excited for next season. Glad to hear, buddy. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Do it in pro if that's the case. Does it count if there's a 2-minute gap between me in last and the leader? No, unfortunately not. As Pepe now really looks to attack the back of Leon Fernie. He pulls to the outside to have a little sniff. Can't get it done there. Leon Fernie's McLaren looks a lot better in a straight line than Pepe's Aston Martin. Wiggle there for Fernie on the exit to the chicane. Now then, does this allow Pepe to have a good look? Down the hill they come. Here comes Pepe once again. Pulls out, has a look, tucks back in, thinks better of it into this part of the track. Stealth Sloth is now ahead of Welshie as well. Dean Wysocki not managing to do that. He's lost a lot of time.
Well, Welshie never did his pit stop, so that means he will get a time penalty.
Yeah, does indeed. 2.5 minutes left in this race. Pepe really attacking the back of Leon Fernie. Not close enough this time through the hairpin. Looked like Leon didn't get as good a run through there as last time, but he still manages to stay in front. Much happening between Louis and Daz at the moment?
Louis just caught up to a lapped car of Welshie, who's gone off, and he's lost a little bit of time. And Louis at the minute is just trying to keep his gap maintained to Daz, as Daz now gets a little bit closer. He seems a lot better in the middle sector, Daz, but Louis then pulls him in sector 1 and 2, so sector 3, sorry. So Louis at the minute has got it under control with only 1.5 minutes to go, and Holty way out in front, controlling this race now. What lap times does the front of the pack do? I will tell you right now for you, as Holty crossing the line now. His best is actually a 30.1. He just does a 30.2 as he crosses the line.
Pepe all over the back of Leon Fernie. Was looking each way to Sunday to try and get through. He's now trying to have a sniff again, but Leon Fernie just covers that inside line, then comes across to the braking zone, which he's entitled to do, and it's great defensive driving. Probably takes a bit too much curb out the first chicane, and Pepe tries now. He's on the grass as he tries to come to the outside of Leon Fernie. It put him on the grass. He's managed to keep hold of it, and he's still fighting this one. This is an absolutely fantastic fight from Leon Fernie. Great defending.
I think this has been the most aggressive we've ever seen Pepe. He seems the quiet, innocent driver in this race. He seems like he's right on the back of Leon Fernie, biting at the ankles. Meanwhile, Daz has brought the gap back down to 0.8 again. But Louis, once again, coming up to some lap traffic of Stealth Sloth.
Will that lap traffic be a bit of a nuisance then? Deemed 1.7 off the back of Welshie. Bryn's 8 seconds off of this battle. I don't think Bryn's got the time, as I don't believe we're on the final lap of the race. I think Halty will get another lap in. Where he is on track, he's just at the hairpin. Leon Fernie just has a better final sector than Pepe, and that is causing Pepe to just not be able to get the run down towards turn 1. Leon Fernie then, possibly with 2 laps to go, will just jump back to Halty a second. I think 9 seconds left. Is this going to be the final lap? I didn't hear race control tell us. I think it is though. Halty 4, 3, 2, 1. Halty then is going to take the race win here. It is another race win for him this season. It is another grasp on this championship title. Wolfenator though pushed him hard, apart from one mistake from himself, but it's 3 podiums in a row for him, and it could be a podium for Louis Allen in the Honda, as he's got Stealth, Soft and Smithy having a great battle just in front of Louis Allen here. Stealth onto the gravel. Smithy doesn't want to yield the time because he wants to finish ahead of Stealth. It looks like Smithy will just get ahead of Stealth. Louis Allen, though, he's going to come across for a 3rd place. Daz for 4th. Smithy and Stealth, great battle there for 13th and 14th place, respectively.
Dean's just dropped in the final chicane. He's come to a stop. That's not really going to help him because, well, she's got a penalty to carry over and he's just stopped. KLF towards for 5th. 6th will be Shane. Decent recovery from him, with Argent in 7th. What could have been for Argent? He looked good on race pace and just messed it up with the drive-through at the start. Leon Fernie is going to come
Pepe's
home.
in front.
Where is he?
No.
Pepe is in front.
So we've missed Pepe getting in front. Leon Fernie looking to the outside of the chicane. He's just gone a little deep, and now he tries to cut back on Pepe. Pepe doesn't get the greatest of runs out of the chicane, but Leon Fernie has nowhere to go. They're coming towards the line. It's going to be Pepe who takes P8. It's Leon who takes 9th place. What an absolutely massive fight that was. Great battle. Bryn towards the line. That is going to be a P10 for him. Not the race he would have wanted. P11 for DJ Phil. But what an absolute first race that was. Pepe just in there for 8th place. Dean Wysocki across the line in 15th, but will get 14th place due to Welsh's penalty at the end of that one. What a fantastic drive from all these guys. We, though, will be right back with race 2 in just a moment. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport here for the second qualifying. Apologies for the delay. Having a bit of a problem getting Halty in the party for a chat. So we'll hopefully speak to him a little later on. But it is qualifying 2-time. Top 8 can't qualify. And that was the drivers of Halty, Green Wolfinator, Louis Allen, Daz Automatic, KLF, Shane, Kieran Argent, and Pepe, meaning that Bryn is the first man actually out there on the track, with Smithy as well. 21 of Leon Fernie and car 8 of Stealth Sloth coming out the pit lane. No Dean Wasocki just yet, and others. So we wait for them to come back out on track as well and get their qualifying 2-time. But qualifying 2, the reverse grid race, if you will. Who will do what? And Dan's loving the fact he's in control of the polls tonight, because look at them. Did we love the race? Yes, hell yeah. Can I get a ha yeah or amazing? And can I get a ha yeah got more? Can I get a ha yeah got more votes than amazing? So it just goes to show you who's in charge of the polls tonight. Either way, Bryn's out there. He's on his lap time at the moment. Is he on a valid lap time? Yes, he is. The only one on a valid lap time, because his number, although we're on board him, and it's red at the moment. His dot is red. All the others are light blue, meaning they are on invalid lap times. Dean Wasocki is now out on track, and that would mean that that we should have 7 cars out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Car number 8 isn't out there yet. Neither is DJ Phil. So waiting for Phil and Stealth to get out there. Stealth is now out on track to get going, but Bryn's about to set the pace here. Championship standings then look a little like this. And if you are Halty, you're going to be liking what you're reading here. You have the championship lead, 58 points clear at the moment, of Shane. You've extended that gap 11 points. Great to see. Halty, 80 points clear of Argent in P3. Argent is 22 behind Shane. 4 points behind Argent is the Wolfinator. Pepe, P5. He's dropped down. KLF, P6. Still in the chance of winning the championship at the moment, mathematically, but really needs a good result in this next round to keep him in it. Otherwise, he will be out of it after this one. Bryn sets a 1:33.5. First man to do a lap time. The next man will be Leon Fernie. P7, Daz Automatic can now not win the championship. PN is in 8th place. He's got Smithy, then a bit of a gap back to him in 9th. Stealth Sloth is 10th with Bryn in 11th place. DJ Phil in 12th. Dean Wasocki 13th. Welshie 14th. Louis Allen, point behind Welshie now after that great podium. Dennis Newman 16th with Leon Fernie ahead of Hitman in 17th, and Hitman down in 18th place. Dean's gone back to the pit lane, so he's got to come back out on the track as he's coming out the pits now. We're seeing Leon Fernie come through. AH Motorsport then are leading that Constructors' Championship by 180 points. Pretty much can wrap this up next week in race 1 if they carry on at this rate. East and West Motorsport cannot win it. They are second. They are 3rd place after Picking Motorsport or second. Audio Sport though gaining on East West Motorsport. They are 4th place. MC Motorsport down in 5th with Racing Group 6th. Austrian Racing Club 7th. That's a good one. Racing. Austrian Racing Club are now back ahead of Racing Group. While That's a Good One Racing boys are 8th. Lone Ranger Racing 9th. Team Oro Titan 10th. JWB Racing Esports 11th and 12th then. Dan, a good clean race 1 as Leon Fernie goes and puts it on provisional pole. Bryn though about set his second lap time. What are we expecting in this hour-long race here?
Absolute chaos.
Well, you heard it here first. Bryn goes within 9/10 of Leon Fernie. Welshie to the line. He's going to put a lap time in. Goes 3rd fastest at the moment. Smithy, did he just stay within track limits there? I think he did. Comes to the line now and goes 3rd fastest. The next car to set a lap time will be Stealth Sloths. We'll keep our eyes on him. And the votes go in the way of Leon Fernie at the minute for a pole position. Just to say then, a few stat updates. Halty's race win there is race win number 8 this season, puts him on 14 race wins altogether. His pole position in race 1 puts him on 11 pole positions, tied with Rabbit Joe and Peaceful Explosion. So a few little maintenance bits there. In terms of Halty's podiums, he's on 27. He's 1 behind Kelly and Rabbit Joe. In terms of the Green Wolfinator, he is down the list on 5, tied with Laney, Alfie and Daz Automatic himself, and Louis Allen got his first podium. Stealth Sloth currently goes P3, while Leon Fernie currently coming to the line. Drivers starting set lap times now, Dan, for this reverse grid race.
Yeah, definitely so. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm trying to sort out the comms box so that old Holty can get into the chat, but it's clearly wanting to be a bum for me. But Holty should be able to get an invite in a second. Get himself back in.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Holty in for a quick chat. Obviously, no problem.
Might be a bit too late.
Yeah, just a little bit. Bryn's within a 10th now of Leon Fernie. So while Dan's doing that, we'll talk you through the qualifying. Smithy is coming to the line as that looks like Welshie in front has bailed. So Welshie P6 has bailed on his lap time. Here comes Smithy to the line then. Will he improve on his 3.7? He does. He goes half a second quicker. Next man to the line will be Dean Wysocki. As we input now the stats for qualifying. Dean Wysocki to the line. Where will this put him at the moment? Struggled in race 1. Good exit from that final chicane there. Not too bad from Dean. He comes towards the line now, crosses the line and goes P3. So not a bad lap there from Dean Wysocki at all. Next man to do a lap will be Leon Fernie yet again, as Stealth is on an invalid one. Pepe rounds up the back of this grid. Argent will line up 14th. Daz Automatic will line up in 13th place, with Shane lining up P12. P11 will be Louis Allen. Holty will line up P10. Good start for him. KLF will be in P9, and the Green Wolfinator will line up P8, and then it's about finding the rest out. Here comes Leon Fernie, a 10th and a half just in front of Bryn. Doesn't improve that any. What about Bryn? Can he find that 0.180 seconds? Here, DJ Phil's currently P6. Can he improve his time to get above Smithy and Stealth Sloth? Here comes Bryn to the line. Any improvement? No. What about DJ Phil just behind? Doesn't improve either. Next man to do a lap time will be Smithy. Welshie is done for qualifying, so he will be P7 in this one. Smithy to the line will get one final run at this, and if he finds half a 10th, it'll put him up one position. Here comes Smithy then. To the line comes Smithy and goes above Stealth Sloth. Nearly goes above Dean Wysocki, who's still out there on a lap time. So Smithy, a bit more time maybe to find in this. Good lap from him there. And this is putting him right up this standings and leaderboard in this one at the moment. Dean, another decent exit from the final chicane. Is this going to put him a bit closer to Bryn and Leon Fernie? It does. Not enough, but a good lap nonetheless. Stealth Sloth will want to find a bit of time to put himself ahead of Smithy once again. This might be, Leon Fernie actually might be the last one to get a lap time in. We'll have to keep our eyes on Bryn. It'll be close between Bryn and Phil, I think, as to who will get a last run in. Stealtho to the line. Any improvement from him this time around? The track is really rubbering in. Stealth doesn't improve. Smithy bails out to the pits. Bryn has had a moment, so that has ruined his last run. Leon Fernie then. Bryn's back in the pit lane. Leon Fernie could be on for pole position. He doesn't improve. What about DJ Phil? Possibly could get another lap time in here as well. So Dean will be the first man to take the checkered flag. DJ Phil to the line. 9/10 he needs. 9/10 he gets. Knocks Stealth Sloth down to 6th place. And it's now down to Dean Wysocki. Can he improve any to put him up? And maybe if he finds 1.1 seconds, put him on the front row, as it's him and Phil left to set their times. Dean needs exactly a second to get himself in front of Bryn in this grid. This could be a close qualifying, Dan, if Dean's found the time here.
He needs more than just an exact second. He needs just slightly more than that. He needs a second and a 10th, really, to be in front. And he's bailed. He's bailed.
He's bailed. So just DJ Phil to set the lap time and maybe put himself ahead of Smithy. Phil only needs 0.003 of a second to find P4. So we'll see what happens as Phil coming into the middle sector.
It's easily enough found. If you make sure you hit all the apexes and don't hit the curb too hard, you can find that extra time. And hopefully DJ Phil can find that. But at the minute, into the middle sector he goes. What can he produce here as he comes into the final sector?
Apparently the party still says it no longer exists for Holty when you've just added him. So we might not get to speak with Holty tonight. Dean is done then. Leon Fernie will be on for his second pole of the evening. Of the season. Got one in the reverse grid race at Silverstone. DJ Phil, his teammate, can stop him. Really chucked it into that last part of the chicane there. That's compromised his run through the second bit. Here comes DJ Phil. Looks like he's back on the pad tonight, does Phil? To the line he's going to come. What's his lap time going to be? It is going to keep him P5. It's not good enough to improve. So DJ Phil P5. Leon Fernie, though, pole position. Bryn will line up on the front row with him. Smithy, fourth. Good qualifying from Smithy. And Dean Wysocki in third place. Dan, who's your tip for the race to win?
Wow, if you guys want to get your ideas on who you think is going to get the race to win, then a vote is currently out. The votes are either Holty, Green Wolfinator, Leon Farney, and obviously because we can't pick anymore, I've gone for other. So other people can decide who they think obviously will win the race if you have selected other. We're interested to know who you've picked, so please put that in the chat. I'm going to go the way of... my game has decided... I forgot to go back to the pits, so that's good. Yeah. I'm going to say Holty.
I'm going to go Wolfinator. Just being a bit further up the grid. What kind of chaos will be caused here? Now, here's an interesting thing. Louis Allen has got a... If you're wondering why people have different coloured numbers, why is red, silver and white, Louis Allen has got a pro licence, according to the game. The silver licenses are what they are. They're silver or Pro-Am, effectively, and the red are Am. So, in Pro-Am, we are kind of seeing that difference in class here. If you look at the different licenses, they will go up as they do more races and sort of improve on the races. And we'll see what happens then here. Obviously, if you like what you see here, join us tomorrow night. Hopefully, PM Motorsport will be in the comms box for tomorrow. Pro, 8 PM GMT +1, as always, where the Pro boys will take at it. And join Dan Davis back in the commentary box. Sunday night, 8 PM GMT +1 for Mexico. The third from last race of the season. As we are about to get ready to go racing in this second race. Leon Fernie and Bryn on the front row of the grid. Who is going to do what? Away they start to roll now. They'll have to get through this final chicane first. And through it, they start to come. Who will do what then? Holty is Dan's tips. Wolfinator is mine. You've got an option of yours. If you've picked other, let us know in the chat who other is. But for round 16 of the season, we're about to go green and go. And it is green and go. It's a drive-through this time for Leon Fernie, so he's already ruined his race start. Bryn's alongside him into turn one. Backs out of that one. Leon Fernie, a little wiggle coming through the first corner. Bryn second. Dean stays third ahead of Smithy, who's got Phil. The two Lamborghinis going side by side as well. Smithy and Phil side by side. There is Holty, who's got the better start over Wolfinator. Where is the Wolfinator? He's just dropped down the pack a little bit compared to Holty. Got the better getaway. Kelly as well. He's dropped down the pack. He's towards the back of it. Louis Allen on the grass. All the drivers coming up towards the first chicane now through turn 3. All looks pretty clean. There was a yellow flag waving, not sure why. Everybody's got away clean here. And it's Leon Fernie from Bryn into the first chicane as they all come steaming through, Dan. Good clean start.
Yeah, all relatively clean and sensible at the minute. I think Kelly's just did not have the good start and dropped down the order. He's got Louis, Pepe, all with him at the back of the pack. But Holty and Argent, the biggest mover out of all of them from back of the pack, pretty much up into the... that's Shane facing the wrong way. Once again, Shane's race is going from bad to worse tonight. It's not looking good for him.
It's not looking good for him at all. Don't know if he got a tap or not. That as well is a Dean Wysocki facing the wrong way. Was just about to see his progress, and Dean is facing the wrong way. As Holty caught Dean.
Holty's contact from Kelly.
My cameraman's decided to not pick them up. There we go. They pick them up now. So did Dean get contact from someone? I wonder if Holty got caught out with Dean having to avoid him there.
Yeah, Holty all over the shot there, but meanwhile, Leon Fernie long out into the distance. Bryn has lost the place to Smithy. Smithy's in second.
He's in second on the track. He got his first race win, drifts it into turn 2. Leon Fernie's a net first, Dan, because Leon Fernie has got that drive-through penalty to his name. He's got to clear it in 2 laps. Smithy second from Bryn. DJ Phil, Welshie. Argent's up to 6th. Then it's Stove, Slough and Green Wolfinator. Daz Automatic, KLF. Holty, Louis Allen, Pepe, Shane and Dean Wysocki back going, but way down the order.
Way down the order indeed, but they'll start to work their way through. It's an hour-long race, so they've still got plenty of time still to go. Meanwhile, Bryn is starting to pressurize Smithy into the chicane, but Smithy not bat an eyelid. He stays strong, and through he goes.
Welshie hop, skip and a jump over the top of the chicane, and this gives Argent an almighty run and gets past Welshie over the brow of the hill, and Argent now up into P5. Bryn as well has got Smithy done on the brakes into the second chicane, so Bryn's now back up into second place. All happening at the moment. Stealth has still got Green Wolfinator behind him. Daz Kelly's had a moment at the second chicane. Shane and Pepe also off.
Yeah, all these guys all over the place at the minute, not the tidy first lappers. Meanwhile, Slough has missed his brakes and goes into the hairpin. And I don't know if he's even made the corner at all. He has got going again, just as he comes out in front of Holty. Slough just missing the chicane completely.
Yep, Holty going side by side with him, as is Louis Allen. And we just jump on with Stealth, who, I don't know what he's done there. He cut the corner a little bit. His track limits are going to be popping up on his screen now. Daz has a run on Stealth Slough as they're coming down towards turn 1. And Shane's got a run on Pepe in the background. Daz can't get past, so he's going to look up the inside of Stealth Slough. Stealth defends that line, though. Argent's got past Smithy, so Argent now running in P3 at the moment. Leon Fernier's got to get his drive-through done this lap. Otherwise, I believe it turns into a stop-go. So, Bryn, your net leader at the moment from Argent. From Smithy, that'll obviously update as we go through the timing screens. Leon Fernie from Bryn, 2.9 the gap. Argent 1.2 behind. Then it's Smithy in 4th with Phil 5th. Welshie 6th place, side by side. Wolfinator around the outside of Welshie into the chicane. Wolfinator's gone very deep through the gravel. He's going to have to yield that one. And because he's got such a poor run, here comes Holty and gets the position on the Wolfinator. So Holty back ahead of Wolfinator in this one already. That's changed for 7th and 8th. Louis 9th with Stealth 10th. Daz Automatic 11th with Shane on the back of him for 12th. Pepe 30th. Kelly 40th for Dean Wisocki. Trying to gain onto the back of this pack with damage already, as Argent now is on the back of Bryn already.
Yeah, Argent is on the move. He's looking as Holty goes down the inside of Welshie as they go into the hairpin. But Argent trying to get... he's already done Bryn, so Bryn's already fallen behind Argent. As Holty is now past Welshie, and Wolfinator's trying to go with him, but he can't seem to do so, and Louis right behind him as well.
Yeah, good little scrap here in the middle of the field as the quicker cars are trying to unlap them, trying to get through the slower cars on the reverse grid. This is why we love a reverse grid race. Leon Fernie in for his drive-through penalty. Will everybody clear him? Where's Kelly? He will. Dean Wisocki, I think, should as well. So Argent has the chance now to go on and win this race here, Dan. And with Shane not having a good one, Argent catching Shane here for 2nd place in the championship. Bryn, Smithy still 3rd. Galloping DJ Phil. Look at the traffic Phil's got behind him. Holty's got past DJ Phil. Phil's now got Wolfinator. Louis Allen side by side with Welshie at the moment. Louis Allen threw up the inside. But look at this gaggle of cars behind DJ Phil.
Yeah, and DJ Phil not wanting to move or get out of the way. He's fighting for his position as Green Wolfinator goes down the inside of the chicane. He manages to hit his brakes and gets it stopped as DJ Phil has a big wobble there going through the chicane. And Louis goes through, Welshie goes through, and will Stealth Slough? No, he thinks better of it. They're all just training behind the back of DJ Phil, and it's all constituted up. Daz is now on the inside of Shane and gets that job done. Kelly's not a million miles away from this group either.
Yeah,
so all the way down from 6th down to Kelly, it's all within pretty much a second of one another.
DJ Phil holding the front few up has really allowed this pack to gain on him, and Welshie now as well, letting Daz and Shane and Pepe and Kelly and Dean Wisocki gain on the back. Dean did clear Leon Fernie as well. As
Smithy's under attack from Holty into the final chicane. Holty goes down the inside. Smithy has made it not easy for him, but not too difficult either. So Smithy just minding his own business, trying to keep it facing the right way, and Holty now back up to P3.
I think Argent had a problem towards the end of that lap. He's got Bryn breathing down the neck of him here. As Smoky Devil in the chat. Good pole and start, Leon. Unlucky on the drive-through, though. As obviously Smoky Devil, father of Leon Fernie, come to cheer him on. Smithy wide.
It's wide into turn 1. He's going to get dirt on his tyres and he's going to struggle for grip. That's going to allow Wolfinator to be breathing down his neck. Meanwhile, Stealth Slough and Welshie are dealing with the Ferrari of Daz, who's gone down the inside of turn 1. Shane is now looking to attack the MC Motorsport Lamborghinis, and Welshie all over the back of his own teammate at the minute.
Pepe as well looking on the back of DJ Phil as they're all places to be gained everywhere. It's a great little start to this race. Kelly and Pepe have really got on the back of this pack here. So Kelly as well trying to come through. Shane having a look on Welshie into the first chicane. Pepe as well having a look on Phil, and Daz absolutely launches over the sausage curb at turn 1. That'll allow Stelfsoft to come back through. Pepe's got past DJ Phil. This now means that Kelly will have a look at DJ Phil in just a moment, but Stelfsoft back ahead. Dean Wasocki's not a million miles off this train. Kelly trying to look on Phil, didn't happen, and Bryn now has been dropped by Kieran Argent a little bit. Louis Allen though looking to get past Smithy into the hairpin. Here he comes, good move up the inside, and my cameraman's just a little slow on panning round. He has got the move done.
As Daz also on the attack of Stelfsoft. So all these guys now starting to struggle with the faster guys coming through. Obviously, we want to change this for next season. The reverse grid obviously helps the guys at the back of the pack work their way through, being an hour-long race. So you'd hope that the faster guys would struggle to work their way through, but at the minute they're working their way through, so the whole system might change next year, as Holt's got quite a bit of damage to the side of his car.
Now, I'm wondering if he did clip Dean Wasocki, you know, when he was stationary as they come through. DJ Phil looking up the inside of Welshie, and contact made. Welshie is well off. Phil carries on his way. He's going to have big damage on that car. Welshie well off, though, and Dean also gets through. What about Leon Fernie? I think Welshie's just rejoining. Here comes Leon, though, who looked very quick and capable early on. Holty definitely has something wrong with that car. He's lost time to Brennan, has got Wolfinator breathing on the back of him.
I think he's only just got that damage. I don't think that's fresh from Dean. I think that's new damage. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it.
Risk it,
Matt.
Risk it. Do it. Risk it. DJ Phil hopping over the curb sideways as he comes through the first chicane. Kelly, though, gets that run on him. Comes side by side with DJ Phil. He'll be on the marbles a little bit here, Will Kelly. Gets the job done and in the braking zone. Manages to get that one stopped. Phil goes a little deep now. Has to cut the chicane. Will have to yield the time. Don't want to yield too much, though, because Dean Wasocki's now lurking in the background. I'll tell you what, Dean, he looks like he's got a bit of front-end damage, but he's really charging through this race, and he's coming back through the pack. Stelfsoft has been passed by Daz, and I believe has Shane on the back of him. Yes, he does.
So I'm looking to find out what happened to Holty. I don't think there's anything in particular that's happened to him. It's just slow. I think that damage, now Green Wolfinator's got some clear air, I think he's just genuinely got slow pace. I don't think he has no answer.
Okay, Daz looking up the inside of Smithy, doesn't think of making the move. Shane looking up the inside of Stelfsoft, still doesn't make the move there neither. Drop back to Dean on DJ Phil, half a second this gap, and Dean just trying to steadily go about his business. Wolfinator, excuse me, just noting over the timing screen, has got past Holty and has dropped Holty by a second already. Louis Allen's coming for Holty now. So Bryn kind of sitting pretty in a decent P3 at the moment, knowing that Holty's got damage to his car. Daz has cleared Smithy.
He has indeed. I'm currently negotiating my way back into the session, so give me a moment to sort this out.
Shane on the back of Stealth, still waits patiently. Dean trying to get on the back of DJ Phil, sitting patiently as well. Bit of a wiggle though, too much curve for Dean out that first chicane. Holty gaining on the Wolfinator in this middle sector. Did Wolfinator have a moment like he did earlier on? Cameraman keeps up a bit better this time. Bryn 3 seconds up the road. Argent checking out 5 seconds up front. Louis Allen 3 seconds behind Holty. So 3 in front of Wolfinator, 3 behind Holty. And Holty and Wolfinator together again. And it's kind of turned in what was a Shane Holty battle into a Wolfinator Holty battle. But it's a shame it's not for the championship. Holty getting one hand on this. And away he goes. Back to Stelfsoft. He's got Daz just in front. He's got Shane behind. Shane struggling to get past. Pepe's made a mistake somewhere. No, that's Smithy, sorry. So Shane's got past Smithy. So that might be why Stelf has pulled a bit ahead of Shane. Shane may have took a bit longer to get past Smithy than before.
These two have now caught Bryn really quickly. The top two, and Holty's actually coming back at Green Wolfinator now, so whatever's happened to his car, it seems to have gone to having a reset moment and come back. And guys, if you haven't done so, we've got 27 people currently watching the stream. Hit that like button. We're only at, I believe we're at 17 likes, so please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any of the action, especially the pros tomorrow night. And get your guys votes in on who you think is going to win this race. They're still up for grabs at the minute. Holty, Green Wolfinator, Leon Verney, or other. And at the minute, it's going the way of Holty with 16 votes.
Here's the thing for you, Dan. You remember race 1? Argent all over the back of Holty at the start of the race. It took Holty what seemed to be a little bit of time before the car came to him. Is Holty just having another slow moment where the car's now maybe just coming back to him? Wolfinator now right on the back of Bryn, 85. We've not seen the best of Bryn since early on this season. As into the chicane he comes, a little wiggle, and that's going to allow Wolfinator through. Does it allow Holty? I think it might do. He's got a run on Bryn here, and Bryn's lost out to Wolfinator. Here comes Holty side by side. What's happened, Dan?
Oh, I thought I saw a car flying in the background, but obviously not. So ignore me.
Bryn hangs on to that place over Holty here, and back down the order. Stealth gaining on the back of Daz Automatic at the moment.
Well, I think Daz has had a mistake, and that's allowed Stealth Soft to get a little bit closer. He's also carrying damage on the side of his car. I know for a fact that's fresh because I've just come back into the lobby, so it's only happened in a recent time. But Wolfinator now clearing Bryn. Bryn now being held up, or holding up Holty, which is allowing Louis to slowly work onto the back of the Bentley.
It does indeed. That Bentley just doesn't seem to have something in this second race. It does seem to have lost a little bit in this second one. As Bryn doing a fantastic job so far. Back down to the Stealth Sloth. Shane Battle, Bryn's teammate. As Smithy in the background's got Pepe all over the back of him. And here comes Stealth, trying to attack Daz and trying to defend from Shane.
Sorry, I was having a brain fart as Holty's right on the rear wing of Bryn right now. And Bryn really needs to make sure he nails his braking zones, make sure he hits every apex, because Holty will want to jump him as soon as he possibly can. But how much damage is Holty carrying? That is the question. And also, how much pace has Wolfinator got? Can he hunt down Argent, who's currently got a 9.2 second gap, but we know Argent is prone for making mistakes. Can he keep himself out of trouble?
Can he keep himself out of trouble? Holty trying to still gain on Bryn. Shane hasn't yet passed Stealth Sloth. If anything, Stealth Sloth pulled that gap forward a little bit. And Kelly here trying to gain on the back of an Aston Martin that's got his teammate right in front of him. So Kelly trying to gain on Pepe. Pepe trying to gain on Smithy. What happened with Holty? He went wide, Dan says, and he has lost a lot of time to Bryn, to be fair.
He has lost a lot of time, and actually Louis got closer to Holty than Holty's got to Bryn, so Louis is getting closer. The Honda, the lawnmower, is on his way.
Oh, Holty, a big bit of chicane taken there. He had a huge wiggle out the first chicane. That's not going to help him catch Bryn either. So Holty really starting to struggle. 5 minutes until the pit window opens. So I wonder if Holty will come straight in. Pepe is right on the back of Smithy now. Smithy doing a fantastic job at the start of this race to keep Pepe behind him. He's done well as Smithy early on. 9th place at the moment, and he's doing another stellar job with his teammate not far behind Pepe to hopefully relieve some of that pressure. A bit of a wiggle from Smithy though under braking. Manages to hold on to it.
He's in the middle of an audio sport sandwich right now, and right now, which driver is going to come in first? Probably KLF. He's carrying damage, but Pepe really hustling the back of Smithy now. Smithy holding him up beautifully as KLF is looking to catch him up. These two very much like Zolder, and they are fighting it out for the race win in the wet conditions. Smithy has gone side by side with Pepe. They rub doors. They keep it relatively clean as Smithy gives him the racing room. They head to the final chicane, and here comes Kelly right behind Smithy.
And who's better on the brakes into that final chicane? They still stay side by side, Pepe and Smithy. Pepe just pulls a little bit more in front now. And is that the cue for Kelly? Go by me, says Smithy, I wonder, because KLF now charging through in the slipstream of Pepe into turn 1, and Smithy gives him that place. All the race 2s typically 1 stops, or does tyre deg too much for that? They are typically a 1 stop. I think we've only had Zandvoort where the tyres, certain tyres was a little issue on tyre deck, but it is normally just a 1-stop race at the moment, we have found. But obviously we're learning the game ourselves as admin and stewards and hosts, so we might pick up things in the past that we may have set wrong or right. So anything can happen in the future. Rain next year is key. Rain will be coming next year, so keep your eyes out for that one.
So next season, should I say? Again.
I think so. I don't see why not. Bring it back. They've had a season to play and a season to learn the game. Let's get back to the real-life forecasts. Snow at Spa.
Yeah, definitely so. Oh, Bryn's had a moment.
I was just clicking to Bryn. Yeah, can't see him. Cameraman's not picked him up. Wolfenator, Holty, Louis Allen's through. Is Bryn now away? He is.
He has got going, but Daz is a lot closer now. He's within a couple of seconds. Meanwhile, Pepe is still under pressure from KLF, who I think is not going to get bored of looking at the back of that car.
No, he'll be able to paint us a pretty picture of it by the end of tonight. Will Kelly?
Oh, is he actually?
He's alongside. Yeah, he's alongside out the hairpins. We've missed that. He's alongside. In fact, he's in front at the chicane. So Kelly, good move on Pepe, up to P10 then for him. Carries on.
Shane's right on the back wind of Stel Sloth, and he's looking for any opportunity into turn 2. Can he get a better run into 3? Ooh. That is the question. As just in front of him, Daz was going sideways again.
Leon Fernie, apologies, just got to the outside of Dean at the chicane. I think they just tapped doors a little bit. Dean's hung on to that position for the time being.
Here comes Shane. No, he's right on the back of Stel Sloth. Stel Sloth looks like he's had a better turn 3 though than Shane as they head towards the chicane. This is your closest fight at the minute on track as Daz bounces over the curb once again, but Holty started to get reeled in by Louis again.
Just watching this one, Louis Allen really starting to pick this up.
Pepe's coming back.
I think
the Bentley has outside. Sorry, Pepe's just made a move on KLF around the outside of the chicane. Kelly's coming back towards the second chicane, and looks like Pepe gets the job done. Kelly thinks about it, but hasn't got the braking confidence to go side by side with the Aston, and the Aston is very good on the brakes. It's Smithy just in the background of all this, just having a little watch by the list of things, but these two having a cracking fight right now.
Looks like Holty's got that middle sector down as Holty pulls that gap out to Louis Allen a little bit. Dean Wasocki as well starts to Fernie, it says on the timing screens as well, as Kelly to the hairpin. Does he get that run he wants? No, he doesn't just yet. Actually, I think he might do. You know, Leon Fernie had a better run than Pepe through the hairpin. Here comes KLF once more. He did get a good run up the inside into the chicane. Pepe gives him plenty of room. Kelly is now ahead, and it's back in front. So ebbing and flowing, as Kelly would like to say.
Oh, Louis caught right on the back of Holty. Whatever Holty's done in turn 1, it is now 3 times between the Honda and the Bentley. This is for 3rd place, and Louis once again looking for a 3rd place position. He bounced over the curb, he's ruined it.
He's managed to keep hold of it from putting it in a wall, but all that time has been lost by Louis Allen there. And what a shame. Stel Sloth, Dan, on the back of Daz Automatic, 0.4 of a second. Stel Sloth having a cracking second race.
Yeah, he is indeed, as Daz Automatic still trying to keep the Lamborghinis behind him, as Lewis Allen, someone supporting Lewis Allen, I think, for the race win for this one in the chat. Diego, I'm going with Diego.
Yeah.
My English isn't
right. Daz. On the grass there a little bit. Stel Sloth's lost time through sector 1 to Daz, and Shane's caught him. Pit window's open. Holty straight in. Now, that does not surprise me. Another man I expect to see in straight away is possibly KLF, Dean Wasocki.
Yes, indeed. Louis carries on through. So does Bryn. Daz has got Stel Sloth breathing down his neck. Daz, I think, is coming to the pits. Yes, he is. As Stel Sloth misses his brakes and Shane comes in with it. And I think Shane got caught out by the braking of Daz as they come into the pits. And I think KLF into the final sector now. Will he go straight to the pits? No, he's staying out.
Yeah, he's going to carry on his way. The last man I think will come in is Dean. He had damage to the front of that Bentley. Shane's in with Daz. Shane had a bit of damage as well, didn't he, from an earlier moment. So Holty in, Daz in, Shane in. Pepe came in instead of Kelly. So that is interesting to see. So it's Argent from Wolfenator. That gap between Argent and Wolfenator, by the way, has gone up. So interesting to see there between Argent and Wolfenator. Welshie, by the way, has been lapped here already. So Welshie struggling in this second race. Argent, good commanding lead at the moment. Kelly and Smithy, though, cruising away at the moment. Leon Fernie is gaining on his teammate, DJ Phil.
He is indeed, and this is a great opportunity to say, guys, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss a thing here at Simplay Motorsport. Tune in tomorrow night, where possibly it will be maybe either PN or Matt, depending on how PN is feeling, in the commentary box for a pro, as they will hit the track at Zolder for the next round of their season. And make sure you tune in on Sunday night as well, as the F1s will make a return to the track as we head to Mexico for the
Third from last.
Third from last?
Yeah.
Third from last round of the season. Only a couple of rounds left. Mexico, Brazil, and then Abu Dhabi. And then that is your F1 season at a wrap. James, though, with a baby arrived, will he not be able to race for the rest of the season? That is the question.
Really chucks it to Jamie, that one does at the moment, doesn't it, if he can't race the rest of this season. DJ Phil and Leon Fernie gaining on Smithy just in front. None of the top drivers have pitted at the moment. We're just on board Leon Fernie, watching him gain over his teammates so far. Smithy breaks into the chicane, DJ Phil does, Leon Fernie does, so they all carry on their way. Welch and Dean Wysocki into the pits, so all the leaders stay out. Holty 22 seconds off the back of Leon Fernie, DJ Phil, as they are about to go side by side into turn one, and I think DJ has let Leon Fernie go. He has.
He has indeed. Pepe actually made quite a bit of time on Daz. Daz gone through the chicane. Pepe's just exited the chicane himself, so Pepe's actually made some decent time. He's split Shane from Daz as well, so Pepe was actually quite a bit behind these guys. Oh, Shane on the brakes, just managing to keep the Lamborghini under control. So Pepe had a very good pit stop there.
He did have a very good pit stop. The other two must have had a bit of damage. Stealth Sloth, I've noticed, is lapping Daz Automatic at the moment. So that is how far up the grid Stealth Sloth is. As we go to Argent Wolfenator, they carry on their way. Louis Allen does as well. What is Bryn going to do? Shane's pitted. Bryn now comes straight in. Now this will be interesting to see. Bryn in relation to Holty was about 8 seconds the gap. What damage did Holty have as they come into the pit? Stealth Sloth comes in as well. Good tactic from Stealth that. He had a few cars around him that was back markers. He's got them out of the way. He's let them carry on with their races. Welch and Dean have finished their stops. Kelly then I'm expecting to come in and is still going to carry on his way. So interesting tactic this from Kelly.
Well, he's got clean air at the minute while everyone else is too busy tripping over one another or trying to get themselves into a clean area. He's just got the clean space. He doesn't have to move or get out of the way of anyone. He has got no issues whatsoever. The only issue he might have is that as he goes into turn one, Welshie exits the pits, and that's a car for him to lap. So at the minute, Kelly is in a zone where he can just focus on his lap times, focus on his pace, while meanwhile Daz, Shane and Pepe are all going to be battling it out currently at the minute for 11th, 12th and 13th. But it depends how much damage Kelly has to repair.
Well, Holty, I don't know if he's repaired his damage. He's still got a few dints on the side of his car. I'm not sure. Still not aware if this damage module at the minute on this game updates when it's fixed, like Project Cars 2 did. Either way, Holty doesn't look like he's repaired damage, but it has cleared Bryn. Oh. So that's interesting. Bryn's just been released.
I don't think he has repaired it, to be fair.
No, I don't. Who's that off? That is Dean off. So cold tyres. Dean Wysocki off then. Not the night for Dean in this one. Shane trying to get on the back of Daz Automatic here as the cameraman will hopefully pan around in a moment. There we go. Within a second of Daz. So he's cleared Pepe as Shane. And he's now got Daz to look after here. Smithy's still in the pit lane. So these two will clear, or these three, should I say, will clear Smithy. Smithy's just been dropped, though. So he will be on his way.
Argent just clobbered the chicane just now, and he doesn't want to do that too many times because he will start to lose the rear grip. As Holty's gone straight on in the second chicane, and he's having I don't think he's repaired that damage.
Does look like he had a wiggle coming out of turn one, and Shane then laid on the brakes up the inside. Job done. No, I don't think Holty repaired damage either. Bryn's the car behind Holty. Bryn just getting the second chicane horribly wrong. Holty's through the hairpin. I don't think Holty repaired his damage. I'm adamant on that one. So we will wait and see.
Just the way the car's reacting and handling, I don't think he has. Argent, meanwhile, is not really lapping him very quickly. If I actually quickly look at their lap times as Holty comes to the line.
I saw this earlier when watching Holty in relation to Bryn, when Bryn pitted. I thought Argent looked close, but looked tentative to lap his teammate, as if to let his teammate go. If Holty's not repaired the damage, Holty could be in trouble. Wolfenator is in. Is Kieran reluctant to lap his teammate, knowing that his teammate, a lap down, will not be able to push? Kieran's still got a pit yet, let's not forget. So Holty will unlap himself the minute Argent pits. In fact, here goes Argent now. Yeah.
Holty's let him go. Meanwhile, these two are in the 32s, by the way. So
wow.
Holty's best is a 31.1. The last lap was a 32.2. And also Argent a 32.1. was his last lap as well. So these guys not really running the pace we would have thought. Meanwhile, Wolfenator into the pits. His best is a 30.2. Obviously, last lap was a 40.9 due to the fact that he came into the pits. But Wolfenator has been lapping better. Louis, at the minute, the other top 3 driver, he has had a moment last lap because he's in the 33s.
There
so
we go.
These guys not really in the pace we thought they would be in.
Leon Fernie comes into the pits. DJ Phil carries on his way. Holt's some 13 seconds behind DJ Phil. Keep your eyes on Bryn and Holt's gap, then that'll tell us what damage. 32s from Holty. That clearly states that he's not repaired any damage there. Dean 2 laps down on the field. Welshie 3 laps down. It says that'll be a lap when Argent pits. No doubt he'll be on the same lap. Oh, Welshie all sideways through turn 1. Well held, Welshie. But you don't get points for that here, unfortunately. Right, that was DJ Phil just passing Wolfenator. So Wolfenator, Dan, is, if Holty was 9 seconds behind DJ Phil, well, Wolfenator has just come out ahead of Phil by some margin. No, he hasn't. Sorry, he's behind Phil. Apologies.
Holty's not cleared Wolfenator. Wolfenator is in 5th.
Yeah, no, you're right. Apologies, ignore me. So what's the gap? Holty to Wolfenator then. Louis Allen comes in, so he's in the pits. 7 seconds.
My question is, what's the gap between Argent and Wolfenator going to be? Because Argent's still going around, still got to clear these traffic. Yeah. Yes, he's still got 12 minutes still yet to make his pit stop. But he's having to clear these traffics. Yeah. He's having to fight guys that he shouldn't really be racing. But either way, he's staying out there as Kelly is coming towards the final sector, and he now decides to pit.
Yep, so Lewis in the pits, Kelly in the pits. Leon Fernie's just been released from the pits. So will this give DJ Phil the opportunity to come out and complete his stop? 11 minutes still to go before drivers have to finish their mandatory pit stop then. In comes Kelly and Louis. Argent still going here. DJ Phil comes into the box as well and goes straight into the pit wall.
That was handy though for Phil to come in because he was about to get real elbows out with Wolfenator as Wolfenator carries on through. Argent does another lap.
Right.
You can see the guy he's racing right in front of him. But
Argent's lapped Holty and is now nearly lapping Wolfenator.
Well, he's back to a 31.4 as so does Holty. He does a 31.1. So they're on decent pace right now. But are they faster than Wolfenator? Obviously, last lap he had to clear Phil, and it was out lap as well. So
Louis Allen dropped. Sorry, apologies. Holty's well clear of Louis Allen now, actually, of Lewis. So Holty's gone here.
Off.
Yeah, it's Welshie. Oh, yeah, that's number 69. That is Welshie, who is off. Stationary at the moment as well. Kelly's out the pits. Phil's still waiting. So Bryn's past Kelly. Stealth is past Kelly. Shane has passed Kelly. So is
Daz is behind him.
Is he? Yes, Kelly there. Oh, that's close. That's tight, that one.
Is the damage been repaired on Kelly's car though?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. He's had a bit of a long stop. Kelly was running well ahead of these, and he's had a bit of a long stop. He was fighting Pepe. Yeah, and he's well in front of Pepe, and he's 6-7 seconds up the road from Pepe. So
you think he
well in front of Pepe? No, I don't think he has.
Possibly
but
not.
We'll see.
Like I said earlier on in the night, these two definitely seems to have had a rivalry on track as Argent finally pits. Wolfenator then is into the first corner while Argent is in the pit. So this should be an interesting indicator to the pros tomorrow. Yes. Meanwhile, Daz right up the rear wing of KLF.
Yes, good little fight this. Pepe, Daz and Kelly all seem to have a good little battle at the minute as Daz goes to the outside. Kelly defends the inside line, just squeezes Daz with a car's width on that outside line. And good, hard racing there. And Kelly, we know, he's one of the hardest defenders in the league. And Daz has got to be quite smart to outwit Kelly. Look at that there. Daz just seemed a bit quicker in the straight line than Kelly. I wonder if that's because Kelly maybe didn't repair damage, just as possibly a slight bit of aero damage affecting the aerodynamic performance of this car.
Possibly so, and what he'll want to be doing right now is backing Daz into Pepe and making him think about something else rather than himself. Right, yeah. Argent has gone green, whereas Wolfenator, he's in the hairpin, so Argent should easily have this done. But
Yeah,
he now needs to keep it clean and consistent towards the end.
Good overcut. Argent's just come off his limiter as Wolfenator's not even broke into the final chicane yet. So the gap was about 11 seconds when Wolfenator pitted. Well, that gap has gone up some margin. Daz is off the track here at turn 2. Daz is deep off the track. That is Leon Fernie who's gone through. Smithy goes through. DJ Phil nowhere near, but Daz down in 10th place. Well off track here.
He's struggling to get it going by the sounds of things. He's gone back to the pits.
Wow.
Has he had a puncture or something? All right, investigation time.
Investigation time. Right, so Argent comes through sector 1. What is the timing beam to Wolfenator? That's the question. That gives Kelly such a breathing space. Welsie is also in a wall through turn 3. His night has gone from bad to worse as well. Wolfenator to Argent, 14 seconds. So Wolfenator actually lost 3 seconds due to Argent going so long here. But Daz will have a 2-minute window to wait as well. Dean Wasocki is now on the same lap as Daz. And will be coming through. What happened?
Oh my God. Oh my God, Daz. I'm going to have to clip that. Wow. Oh my God, man. I'm going to have to show you. Oh my God. That is brilliant. He's basically gone into turn 2. Hit the curb too hard, and he's done a full Dominic Toretto. Off the ground he goes, and into the gravel trap he went, and I think he ended up getting beached as well.
Right, Welshie having back problems again. So if Welshie retires, his back is still playing up, so that will explain Welshie then. Dean has passed Daz. So Dean up to 13th place. Daz, I think, has just been dropped as we've just gone on him there. And can get away and back into this race, but has got some work to do. So it's Argent from Wolfenator, 12.4 the gap. 8 seconds behind Wolfenator is Holty, who I think is walking a wounded car. Bryn is in 4th place, driving a good race. So Bryn's pit stop, actually, he jumped Louis Allen in the pits. Stove Sloth is P6, so that's good for Stove Sloth at the moment. Shane 7th, trying to close him down. Has he? Oh, no. And these are the little bits that Argent needs to cut out.
In the chicane, he just hit the chicane a little bit too hard, and the rear just wouldn't have it. And yeah, he's just lost a little bit of time to Wolfenator there. Lost 2 seconds just in that one corner. Tyre's still not up to temperature, probably still not up to pressure either.
Shane 2.6 he was, 2.4 now to Stove Sloth. Not seen the outright speed from Shane recently, just struggled at the moment. Pepe to Kelly, 1.1 seconds. What's that as they cross the line? Wolfenator now 10.8 off of Argent, so really has brought that gap down as Kelly just extends his gap over Pepe a little bit. Daz back out on track. But if we go to the timetables a second, Daz there just behind Shane. If we look at Daz, he's on lap 19. Dean is on lap 20, so Dean's a full lap in front of him. Although Dean's had a moment at the first chicane, so Daz could unlap himself from Dean here, and if Dean keeps having mistakes, could get through. Shane now on the back of Stove Sloth. What a race. Poor old Daz this. Was he upside down then? Is that why he couldn't get going, or?
I will show you in a second. Give me a minute. I'm working on sharing it.
Right. Shane within that second of Stove Sloth. Pepe to Kelly still 1.5 seconds. Holty losing time to the Wolfenator. 8.5 that gap is now. Welshie's returned to the pits. Shane just starting to reel in. Pepe, in fact, has Kelly had a mistake? Because Pepe's now within 0.5 second of Kelly. So I wonder if KLF's had a bit of a mistake somewhere, because Pepe has pulled nearly enough a second over him. Shane's lost time to Stove Sloth. Stealth and Bryn, by the way, having a better race too than race 1. They are flying.
They are indeed, as I've now got that clip for you, Mathew, so you can see exactly what happened to Daz. There you go. And if anyone is on the Discord and wants to see exactly what happened to Daz, I will post that in that right now so you can all see what's happened. To the guys in the YouTube channel, you're going to have to, obviously, if you want to get involved in this series, then please head over to our Discord and sign up and get involved for next season. The season isn't far away. As the more and more population comes in this channel, the more and more we have to run an amateur class as well. So get yourselves signed up for next season when the sign-ups come open.
Yeah, bring on the M-Class. Right, let's just watch this here on my phone. There's Daz. Just brakes.
Meanwhile, Shane is
my days! That's broken something. There's no wonder he couldn't get it out of the gravel. That has broken something. Pepe here, though, looking to the outside of Kelly, to the inside of the chicane. And Kelly, well defended once again. What about Shane?
Yeah, Shane is really hustling the back. Oh, he's got Daz right behind him. I'm stuck on the helicopter view, so my view's going to look a little bit different right now. But Shane is really hustling the back of Stealth Sloth right now.
Yeah,
Pepe
just see that.
right on KLF.
So just watch Shane exit the chicane here as we wait for the cameraman.
Pepe's got a great run out the hairpin, but he's run too much curb. So Kelly's going to just hang on into the final chicane.
Kelly, I don't think repaired that damage. Yeah, good racing.
No.
Kelly and Pepe's had some good scraps in this one. Shane lost a lot of time to Stealth last sector, but now look, through turn 1, he's going to go the outside of turn 2, the long way round. Daz not getting involved in this, an absolute inch. And Shane trying to hold it strong around the outside of Stealth. Now tries to tuck under for turn 3, does he? No, can't get it done. And Stealth defends his position at the minute. Holty's lost 4 more attempts to the Green Wolfinator, so that one is pretty much done. And wow, at the minute, Shane and Kelly, Shane and Pepe being the aggressive attacking drivers. Kelly and Stealth Sloth having to defend. As Pepe side by side with Kelly now, down towards the first chicane they come. Pepe alongside, but he's on the outside of the chicane. And here comes Pepe round the outside. Pepe just has to go to the curb and loses that momentum. Kelly hangs on once again. What a defensive drive. Pepe's really being put to the sword here.
He is indeed really been pushed to the limit. Like I said, Kelly before is one of the more difficult guys to overtake as he's trying to get the best run he can. Hairpin is where that Aston Martin seems very good. He's got a great run down towards the hairpin. Kelly makes his one move to the inside, Pepe to the outside, and Kelly goes deep. That's not going to help him, but Pepe went deep as well. But Kelly's on the curb and he's gone round.
Oh, Kelly's gone round. My cameraman hasn't picked that up, but Stealth Sloth as well has had a moment and span. So Shane's gained a place. Kelly round then to Pepe up. Where's Leon Fernie in terms of Kelly?
Louis within a half a second of Bryn.
So the Honda pushing on the Lamborghini here then. Louis Allen trying to get past Bryn. Wolfinator 11 seconds to Argent. Holty 10 seconds to Wolfinator. These two a little further back. Bryn goes defensively. And the Honda has to go the long way round, but thinks better of it at the moment.
What could have been for Louis? He looked so good earlier on. Just made that one mistake over the curb, and that was it. He'd lost all that time he gained on Holty.
Leon Fernie now within a second and a half of Kelly. Apologies there. Smithy coming to get back onto the lead lap here, and he does so now. DJ Phil will as well. Oh no!
He's in the grass. He's struggling to get going, and now he's going to be in a gaggle of cars with his teammate. As Shane now goes up a place, as Daz is coming up right behind him and nearly hits him. And Daz works his way through.
Yeah, Daz obviously a lap down here. And Daz trying to chase down Dean Wysocki. He's a lap down on Dean Wysocki. Dean's off and is slow to rejoin. Obviously, Dean making sure that he avoids the 2 lead cars there of Shane and Bryn. So that's good to see from Dean, the back marker. Leon Fernie, though, on the back of KLF here, through the second chicane. They've got Wolfinator gaining in the background, a slide from Leon Fernie. And this is where Kelly now must have not repaired that damage. It's hurting him.
Yeah, it is starting to hurt him over time. Yes, he saved time in the pit stops, but you lose so much time overall, and then Kelly's now starting to suffer. Leon Fernie, meanwhile, is pressurising the back of Kelly, and at the minute, Green Wolfinator will not be liking this because he'll be seeing these two scrapping. Leon Fernie to the outside. They can't find a way through. Kelly goes deep into the final chicane.
Yeah.
He's really struggling with front end grip, I think, and Wolfinator comes up right behind them, and they both go to the wall. They've hit Wolfinator!
No! Kelly bounced, Leon Fernie, I think, bounced off of Kelly there. I'm going to have to watch that one back. I'm not sure what happened, but Kelly definitely bounced, Leon Fernie definitely bounced off of Kelly, and Wolfinator in the wall as well. That has allowed Holty through. Louis Allen is way behind at the moment, but the damage Green Wolfinator could have here could be substantial.
That would definitely be one reviewed by the stewards. I think Kelly kept his line, kept him straight, and then Leon Fernie trying to go the outside of the corner, thinking that Kelly was going to give him racing room, and he didn't. I had the helicopter view, and it really did look like Leon Fernie was trying to move. That was always going to close.
Oh, Kelly's round. He's jumped over this first chicane. Leon Fernie goes through. And for Kelly now, that's Holty in the background. Oh, round 2, ladies.
This time it's the other way around.
It is the other way around, and we'll see what happens. Ariel Pulowski, Smithy in the chat, he says there's bit of ding dong. Oh. Does Kelly have damage? I reckon he had front end damage.
Kelly's
as it
not
was.
Lifting.
No,
he is.
But that front end looks a little more crumpled up on that front right hand side of Kelly's car. Either way, Stealth Sloth 1.3 off the back of Bryn. We'll keep our eyes on the time of Louis Allen. So Stealth Sloth here gaining for a P6 at the moment. So real good pace from Stealth Sloth so far. Ariel Pulowski, obviously Don Productions from back in the day. And some old names pop up in the chat tonight, aren't we?
Nice to see. It's nice to see these guys back in the chat.
Get them back out on the Assetto Corsa Competizione grid here. Bryn, can he hang on from Stealth Sloth? Dean just behind these two, a lap down to these. But nonetheless, he's still fighting his way to keep ahead of Daz and maybe to gain on DJ Phil. Where is DJ Phil in relation to Dean? Nowhere near, as Dean messes up the second chicane as well. So Stealth and Bryn really the closest battle on track at the moment. Keep your eyes on that gap, Louis Allen to Green Wolfenator. In which Wolfenator is... Where's car 186? That's just gone through sector 1.
He's in the first chicane.
Yeah.
And where he's coming up to the back of Kelly and Holty. Louis is only in turn 2.
Not a million miles away with 16 minutes to go. Keep our eyes on the gap. Obviously, Welshie, 15th down the pack. Back problems for him. We know he's been suffering with it. He retired the other week due to 2 slip discs he was racing with. Not advised, ladies and gentlemen. Not advised.
No.
But Welsh is a tough northern Scot. No, you wouldn't have done it. You're too southern. Welsh is north. You know what I mean?
He's proper north.
Proper northerner. Is that north? He's Scottish. You too southern to drive in that much pain.
You're too sheepish.
I am definitely too sheepish to drive in that much pain. Stealth Sloth 1 second off the back of Bryn. He's closing that gap to Bryn. Kelly's a second to Leon Fernie again here. So Kelly started to reel in Leon Fernie. Oh, Leon, I think, has had another moment because that car its paintwork has started to go white here.
Yeah, and Kelly is now right behind him. So round 2 for these two instead now. I think Kelly might be wanting some payback.
Stealth on for a P6 in this one. This good little battle. Shane 9 seconds off the back of Louis Allen. So keep our eyes on this fight at the moment. 9/10 to gap up now. We'll go back down to Kelly though, because that's 4/10. So let's watch the KLF fight.
Keeping an eye on that.
Lewis is 28 seconds, off the back of Wolfenator.
Yeah, Wolfenator is just managing his damage to Holty now. He just has to, thanks to the contact between Leon Fernie and KLF. Honestly, nothing he done wrong. No. These two too busy tripping over one another, and he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Kelly's catching Leon Fernie, roles reversed. Guess who's in the background about to lap them? Wolfenator. We could have flashback soon, ladies and gentlemen, as Kelly looks up the inside, thinks better of it. He wasn't far enough alongside. Sutty would have sent it from there. Kelly, did he teach you nothing in your 2 seasons as teammates? Probably so. Sutty Apex. Kelly, though, towards this final chicane now, still not close enough to make a move on Leon Fernie at the moment, and Wolfenator must be starting to have nightmares here as he sees them come down.
Yeah, he must not be liking the look of this so far. I think he's keeping a nice even gap. He was 9 seconds behind. I think he's now 10 seconds. He's just taking his time, letting these two squabble, and they're still giving themselves bad lines because they're too busy squabbling with one another. As Kelly looks to the inside of turn 2,
I think Leon
looking like he's running wide.
I think Leon's struggling to turn that car left. He was so slow through turn 1. I think he's struggling with left-handers here.
I think he's just struggling in general.
Either way, Kelly has a bit of a run on Leon Fernie. It's down towards the chicane. Leon parks it in the middle of the road. Kelly can't come through there. Good defending from Leon Fernie at the moment. Bit of lag as well. Now the Wolfinator is right on the back of them here.
Will Kelly jump out the way, or will he just... here comes Wolfinator, and Kelly defends the inside.
I don't know if he defended as much as turn into the chicanes. I know that's...
Well, I'm looking for the helicopter view. So
yes, you are, yes. Yeah, that's true. Well, either way, Kelly's lost a lot of momentum to Leon Fernie here, and Wolfinator now looks up the inside of Kelly. Kelly keeps a wide berth, and that is job done. Kelly allows the Wolfinator to go through. Jump to Slough on Bryn. The gap was half a second. Doesn't look half a second anymore. Bryn's wide up front, though, so Stealth gets closer. He's got a good run on him. Argent's about to lap these two for P6. Stealth right up the chuff of Bryn now. We'll jump down to DJ Phil and Smithy as well, because these two having a battle. DJ Phil's on the rear wing of Smithy. And car 7, Bryn, drive-through penalty for track limits. Oh, no, that's ruined his race.
Leon Fernie's gone wide. No, what?
Lag.
He is lagging really bad now. Really bad as KLF now goes through. He ended up in the gravel. Now he's in the grass. Now he's in KLF.
Yeah.
And now he's off track.
That's F1 lag, that is. That's what we have to put up with on F1. DJ Phil around the outside of Smithy into turn 2. Yeah, has he got it done? Yeah, he has. Just got the job done there.
I'm not sure what is happening with Leon Fernie's car. Oh my God.
So Bryn, drive-through penalty, straight in to do it. Stovsloff's going to get through. Pepe is going to get through. Kelly's round at turn 1. At the first chicane, sorry.
He's clobbered the chicane. Where's DJ Phil? He's there. There's Smithy as well. Oh.
Right. Where's Leon Fernie? Leon Fernie's off as well.
He's lagging like mad.
Leon Fernie's off way before the first chicane. He's got big damage.
He's on the ground for me.
Well, we'll leave him to it. Although his latency looks about as good as Louis Allen's. Lewis not lagging. So not sure. Bryn clears his drive through. So Stovsloff got through. Pepe got through. DJ Phil did not. So Bryn should be down in 8th place now. But for Stovsloff, P6, what a result. No! He's kept it out of the wall, but he span right around. Where is Pepe? He's coming. Pepe's coming.
He's got it going only just in time. Only just in time.
Well.
So what's the did him do with Argent?
No, because Argent, as I jumped on Stealth, Argent then comes skipping across the curb a bit after. So I just think he's hit the curb, landed, and it's just spanning round. Argent having his own moments. Luckily enough, it's his teammate behind him who's well back. Wolfinator, his PTSD, as Jamie says, has now calmed down the fact that Kelly and Leon Fernie are no longer there. Dean's passed Leon Fernie. Daz has the chance here to get himself ahead of Leon Fernie. In fact, might be ahead of Leon Fernie now. And Pepe on the back of Stovsloff all of a sudden for what could be a P6, just as we said how good a job Stovsloff had done.
Guys, there's a poll out now for driver of the day.
We've lost. Apologies, we've lost Leon Fernie. Is that a retirement?
Possibly so, or a pull of the internet.
Well,
he was lagging very, very, very bad, and to the point he was underground. So it might be the fact that he was lagging pretty badly towards the end of that.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, no doubt.
Really harassing Stovsloff. Stovsloff's gone wide. Pepe's down the inside. And I think Pepe might get that job done. He's hanging in there. Stovsloff to the outside. Oh, they make slight contact. Into the marbles goes Stovsloff, and he's going to lose out to Pepe.
Yep, Pepe is through then. DJ Phil has got past Smithy. Smithy's trying to keep ahead of his teammate Kelly. And all of this, Bryn isn't a million miles away from Stovsloff and Pepe here, so they won't. If a ding-dong between them two, and Bryn could find himself in another position. Last 8 minutes then of the race. What a night it has been. Poll out for driver of the day. Holty, Wolfinator, Argent, Louis Allen. Get your votes in for that one. I know what I'm going to say off the bat. I'm going to give it him at the end of the night. I think he's had a cracking night. Stovsloff, though, he's having a good night. And Smithy's wide in the gravel. And that's allowed Kelly to go through at turn 2.
It has indeed. Dean's still a million miles away from these guys, so they could literally take their time and try and catch on to Phil. Phil is only a few seconds up the road to Kelly, but Phil's kept his nose clean, and he's going to score some decent points at P9. So will Bryn in P8. So decent points either way for most of these drivers, especially Stealth Sloth, who hasn't given up on Pepe. He's coming back at him.
Yeah, and why not? Stealth Sloth has been very aggressive this season, and you know, he come under a bit of scrutiny at Project Corsa 2 for just being too aggressive and not knowing when to yield. Well, ACC, we're seeing a new Stealth Sloth, and it's great to see because he's had some cracking races this season, trying to stick with Pepe and push him hard. It looks like Pepe's got the best, though, through these first couple of corners. Looks like he's gapped Stealth a little bit. And, yeah, the top 5 look pretty set on their result, don't they, really? I think it's just what happens now in this last 7 minutes. You've got to keep it out of trouble yourself now. The order looks pretty set.
As well, she in the chat gives a vote to Stealth Sloth for driver of the day. So, supporting his teammate, and I will have to say Stealth Sloth has done a fantastic job tonight.
Yeah. Daz, Jamie. Dan will be putting the video in Discord soon, I imagine, but Daz.
It should be there.
He's not barrel rolled it like Overtaker, but Daz hit the curb pretty hard. Stealth Sloth then. Vote for driver of the day from his teammate. He's driven really well tonight at Stealth Sloth. I have to take my hat off to him. Tip the old hat, as they say. Kelly 6 seconds to Phil. He's lost a bit of time there to DJ Phil. And Stealth 1.4 to Pepe. Really trying to keep this gap and this fight on to the end of this race now. Cars just all spread out and sprung out between themselves. But let's run you through the order. 34 laps currently completed by your race leader, Kieran Argent, who leads the way well clear of his teammate Holt. He was about to start his 34th lap. The Wolfinator, when the camera wants to pan around, the Wolfinator P3, 15 seconds off the back Holty. Louis Allen in P4, great drive for him tonight, his first podium, and P4 in this second one. Shane 6 seconds off the back of him in P5. Pepe P6 with Stealth Sloth, who has a great last sector. Lad Aston struggles in the final sector here. Stealth gets within 7/10 of him again. Pepe 6th, Stealth 7th. Bryn is in 8th with DJ Phil 9th. Kelly's 10th. Smithy's 11th, although the camera just needs to pan around to them two once again. There it goes. There's Kelly. There's Smithy. Dean Wasocki's running in 12th place with Daz Automatic still going in 13th. But Stealth here, Dan. That gap's now down to 6/10 of a second here. Stealth's not gave up on this one.
No, he hasn't. He just has to take his time, be patient, and he'll get in. I'm pretty sure Welshie in the headset is saying, "Boy, get him, lad."
Yeah.
That's my terrible accent of Scottish chef. But, boy, get him, lad. But, yeah.
He's coming.
That was dreadful.
Gap's still 6/10. Yeah, we're gonna comb over your Scottish accent there. He's still coming for him. And Stealth here really putting some pressure on Pepe then to not make a mistake. Smithy back within a second of Kelly. Final 5 minutes then of this race. Where is Argent?
Oh, Stealth is right there. He's made up so much time in the final sector. It's the first sector. Pepe seems to make the time.
Across the line now, the gap is 5/10 of a second, or just under 6/10 of a second. Stealth has a look at turn 1, but possibly compromises himself by being too tight into the corner. Smithy will just drop back to him. He's within 6/10 of his teammate. Look at this little scrap. Daz across the curb and lets the two McLarens lap him once again.
He was unlapping himself from the McLarens and just missed his brakes.
Crazy, bonkers. Stealth. And that's, look how much he's lost to Pepe through sector 1 there. Wow. Stealth really struggling through this first sector. He's lost 1.5 seconds through that first sector this time. Who's that in the background? Think Dean Wasocki had a moment. I believe he did. Not too sure though. Looked like a car was spinning. Either way, Stealth lost a lot of time to Pepe. He's now got to regain all that time back. Was putting pressure on. He's now lost it all. Kind of dulled down this last moment of this race, hasn't it?
Bryn's gone. Bryn's had a moment in the chicane and he's dropped the rear now. Everyone's just strung out. That's the problem. And Stealth Sloth not really putting the pressure on Pepe, and he's gone wide now in the hairpin. So it is not working out. Meanwhile, Argent clearly well out in front of Halsey. It's been a Bentley domination for this one so far, as Smithy is still trying to catch DJ Phil, but they're just losing time hand over fist as Daz is coming his way back onto the back of KLF again.
Where's Daz in relation to Dean? Dean is coming towards the line. Daz is just coming towards the second chicane. So Daz way behind Dean at the moment. Not going to get that one done. Stealth gets to get down to a second once again. Needs to get this first sector hooked up, because if you can get this hooked up and match it with the second and third sector, he can be flying. The number 8 MC Motorsport, yellow and blue Lamborghini. 1.1 was the gap sector time. He's only lost a tenth. That's not a bad first sector this time, Dan.
No, it's not. He just now needs to nail the rest of the lap and do it every single lap towards the end now. As Arjun, I'm just keeping an eye on where he is. He's in the hairpin, so we might get next lap and one after that. So 2 laps to go, I reckon.
Brid's had another moment.
The end of this race.
Turn 2 just can see car 7, yellow flag. He's rejoining now. Yeah, DJ Phil is coming. Bryn gets going to drivers.
Phil's gone wide.
Phil's off. Yeah, he's gone very wide as well now. So them two keep having well, I was just about to say, if them two keep having problems, Smithy and Kelly could be in with a shout here. As we go back to Pepe, he's actually gapped Slough through that middle sector 2 more tenths.
Daz is going sideways past KLF, and now they're going door to door. Daz nearly contact with KLF.
When is Daz not sideways? That's the thing.
I don't know. I don't know. Guys, at the minute, currently 28 people watching. Thank you all for watching tonight. It's been a fantastic night's worth of racing for the Pro-Am. Tune in tomorrow night when the pros will be hitting the circuit. And as we're currently on 23 likes and there's 28 of you watching, come on, let's get those last few likes in. At the end, we're currently on 23. Get your votes in for driver of the day. 8 votes going away so far of Louis. So get your votes in now before the end of the night. Obviously, you'll get 2 extra ones from myself and Matt. As we're going to drive through for Daz for exceeding track limits.
He's probably drifted over them track limits there. Stealth gets the gap back down to a second. What's he lost through sector 1 this time? Only a couple of hundredths this time around to Stealth. Just starting maybe to get that to grips with this Lamborghini in sector 1. Argent's behind. No, that's Holty behind them. And well, Pepe needs to nail these other sectors. Oh, he was on the grass there. Pepe's off.
Gone. He's straight
Pepe's off.
He's going to have to give the time up. Or that is his warning being used there.
Oh,
Reminder, these guys get warnings. These guys get warnings for track limits. And 3 is what you get. Your 4th one is and then a drive-through, as Daz has just gotten, and he's going in and out. Pepe clearly
there you go.
Had a few warnings left over.
Race control confirms that we are on the final lap of the race. These two are on their last lap. And Stealth gets really close into the braking zone of the chicane and probably compromises himself on the exit. But Pepe here now has to defend from Stealth on this final lap of the race. Drive-through cleared for Daz automatic. Argent is coming towards the first chicane, so keep our eyes on him. Here comes Stealth.
This is getting juicy towards the end between these two. I'll keep an eye on where Argent is on track so we don't miss him crossing the line. You focus on the fight.
Indeed, Stealth 4 tenths it was to Pepe. Looks like he's just lost a little bit. Pepe, 2 wheels, dipped onto the gravel there on the exit of turn 3 towards the chicane. It's gone up a tenth, so Stealth still with him. But this is where Pepe had his mistake last time around. Looks like Holty has cleared Daz in the background. Holty looks like he's backed off for this fight as well. So he's letting this one progress. This is where Pepe had his mistake last time around. Cameraman pans round now. Pepe gets it stopped this time. And Stealth is coming. We will have to cut to Argent in a moment. Right, here we go. Let's cut to Argent now. It's been a dominant performance from Argent in this race. He took the race lead. He's dominated the race since then. We can watch Pepe because they're just in front. But Argent 22 gets a 3rd race win. It's done.
Got on the curb. He's got on the curb, lost all the time.
What a shame. Holty then is going to come through for P2. A good night's worth of results for Holty. Probably one hand on the trophy. But Pepe and Stealth will also cross the line. A 6th place for Pepe, a 7th place for Stealth. Can't be disheartened by that, can Stealth. Great result for him. Daz as well finishing down the order. The Wolfinator comes into the final chicane. Not the race 2 he maybe would have wanted, but 4 podiums in a row. No podiums for Daz tonight. Great result for him. Louis Allen next. It's Dean next to cross the line. As Bryn actually has DJ Phil right on the back of him, just behind Louis Allen here.
Yes, they do. As they come towards the chicane, Louis Allen crosses the line to finish in a solid P4. So great drive from him. Shane, obviously just behind these two. Bryn's gone slightly wide. DJ Phil to the line. Is he going to get him? Not quite. Bryn will just hang on to P8. DJ Phil in 9th. Shane will finish in 5th. Smithy and KLF will come home for 10th and 11th. They are your last 2 runners on track at the minute, but what a race we have had tonight.
Well, hopefully we can get Argent in. We had problems getting Holt in, so we'll hope that Argent can come in. And Dan, we crown our first champions of the night and of the season. Holty and Argent, get another party set up because we need to get these 2 in. Holty and Argent are your season 1 Constructors Champions here at Simplay Motorsport. Dan's gone to do that, so we will briefly be a bit quiet while we get another party set up. We'll sort out these results and get them up to date for you as well. But Argent and Holty are your Constructors winners then. And that is fantastic to see. We'll go through the championship order in just a moment when we get into this other party. There we go then. Right, we're in. I believe we can be heard. Argent joins us as well. We hope Holty will join us. Right, Drivers' Championship then. 104 points left up for grabs. The gap is 64 points, Holty to Shane. That could be done next week, depending on who outscores who. Argent 78 behind his teammate. Only 14 behind Holty, though, behind Shane, though. Wolfinator up to P4. He's trying to close that gap to Argent. Pepe P5 still mathematically in with a shout, but it is close to being at an end. Kelly cannot win the championship. He's P6, 24 ahead of Daz in P7. PN in 8th, lost a lot of points tonight for not being here, but he is still 27 clear of Smithy. Stealth Sloth P10, 2 points behind Smithy. Bryn 11th, DJ Phil in 12th. Dean Wisocki 13th place, pulling ahead, being caught by Louis Allen. Welchie 15th with Leon Fernie 16th ahead of Dennis Newman and Hitman then. And as we said just a moment ago, your Constructors Champions for ACC, A&H Motorsport, they have done it. They have mathematically beaten Tickle Pink Motorsport. It cannot be caught, as Tickle Pink now have a fight with East West Motorsport for 3rd place, provided PN can come back next.
And the headset's gone. That's good. Just as he's going into all that.
Who did I get up to? Where did I get up to?
Tickle Pink.
Tickle Pink. East and West are 3rd. They are only 3 points clear of Audio Sport then. The Austrian Racing Club now go ahead of MC Motorsport in terms of Constructors' points. So another Constructor side losing to an independent. Racing Group are 10 points behind them. That's a good one, Racing P8. Lone Ranger Racing now in a fight for P3 in the Independence Team Championship with Team Oro Titan and the 2 JW Racing Esports teams bringing up the rear. And we'll start with Holty. In fact, no, I'll tell you what, we'll start with Argent, because Holty won the first race, we didn't get to speak to him. So we'll start with Argent. Argy, a dominant race 2 from yourself there.
Yeah, lucky enough, managed to get through the pack relatively easily after the first couple of laps, and just had to keep it consistent to keep Green Wolfinator at bay, but other than that, just done what I could.
A 14th to 1st. Now, we've had you win races this season where you've dominated them, but it's come from reverse grid, where you've had to qualify for the reverse grid. This one didn't. You had to do it the hard way from the very back of the pack.
I think me joining the lobby late does me a favour, but put me at the back of the grid, because obviously I tend to miss all the incidents in front. I know my teammate was involved with, I think it was Smoky Devil, with Stealth Loss on opening lap. So, you know, he had damage. Then I don't know what happened to Green Wolfinator behind me, but he sort of dropped back all of a sudden. So, yeah, I managed to get through the pack relatively cleanly and kept it clean.
Talk us through race 1. It obviously wasn't to be. You started with a drive-through, just didn't seem to have the pace in that first race to get through the pack.
I think I had the pace. It's just I made a mistake overdriving the car in the middle of the race. I dropped it at the third to last corner, the hairpin, and all the ground I'd made up on Shane and people in front of me, I lost again when I spun. So, it's one of them things.
Well, don't go anywhere. We want to speak to you in just a moment. Bentley has now 18 race wins, tied with BMW for overall race wins here at Simplay. Holty, a second place in this one, but a race win in the first. That's a great night for your championship.
Yeah, definitely need to make up from last week. Lost too many points. I just needed to get another qualifying, get it on pole to get another point for that. And just try and get this gap as big as possible now to Shane.
And you did just that. Shane's had a bit of a dismal night, and you have done exactly what you set out to do, really, which is to get this Bentley to the front.
Yeah, that was it. And this is what I need. I needed to qualify on pole and then just get my head down and go. I had the pace, but I was just biding my time, getting the tyre, and it breaks up to temperature, and then just got my head down and went.
Now, the race 2 obviously just didn't have the pace of your teammate. Did you repair the damage in the pits? Because it doesn't look like you did. On our screen, don't know if you did, and the graphic just doesn't update like Project Cars, or talk us through your pit stop.
Yeah, I was going to repair the damage, but it was like 1 minute and 40 seconds. It was like bodywork and suspension damage, and on such a short track, I'd be right down the order. I didn't really want to fight my way through it again in case I got any more damage. So I was waiting, trying to make my mind up what to do as soon as that pit window opened. And I just needed to get in there to get some clear air. Yeah. And I decided not to repair it and just stick with it. Well,
it put you in a good position, though, because P2 at the end of that, it really did you the world of good.
Yeah, I think I was in P30, which quite shocked about because I was losing like 2 seconds a lap from what pace I can normally run round here. Yeah. And then obviously when I got into second, I was like, did I sort of in second here? So I didn't even know of it. I thought it was someone else in second place. So I just had to try and live with the damage really and just get the car home.
Got the car home, and but the question to both of you: next week, Brands Hatch. You got a lot of work to do for next week. So I can tell you from experience, it's not the best car around there. But what can you guys do at Brands? Obviously, a circuit you're both familiar with.
Just score. I just need to try and finish above Shane, really, or behind him.
Arjun?
Yeah, it's a track we know of. We know from people talking about Bentley's not the strongest of tracks, but like I say every week, it's just turn up, score what I can, and hope for the best.
And finally, both of you again, Constructors Champions. Kieran, another Pro-Am one under your belt. Holty, I believe that's your first championship of some kind to your name.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well done. Cheers, Argent.
Yeah. Always a bridesmaid, always a bride for me, isn't it?
Every time Kieran's been in Pro-Am and his team have won the championship, his teammate has won the Drivers' Championship. So, Holty, that must be in your favour going into next week and the final week.
I hope so. I just hope I don't have any internet problems then.
Well, congratulations tonight, boys. We'll let you get to it and celebrate. Dan, final words from you and your driver of the day.
Well, obviously the end of that race has really helped calm my nerves a little bit for tomorrow night, but I still don't know what's going to happen. A bit of great night's worth of racing. Congratulations to the boys in the chat on their constructors win. With a couple of rounds still to go with Brands and Mazzano, it's quite impressive that they've got it done and dusted so early on. Again, like I said, good racing, a little bit chaotic here and there, but either way, it's been a good night's worth of racing. A reminder as well, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified. We've got 25 likes in the end, not a bad effort. We want to improve that for the Pro tomorrow night. Let's get at least 30 tomorrow night. Come on, guys, tell anyone, tell everyone, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your pet turtle, tell everyone about Simplay Motorsport and get them in here because we have some of the best racing you will see anywhere else. Pro-Am Constructors wrapped up. Who's going to win Pro? On the Constructors and Drivers, and the drivers still to play for. Can Holty hang on? My driver of the day, it's got to go the way of Louis. He's been so consistent tonight. Yeah. Very good drive. Both of these two had a couple of moments throughout the night, but Louis has been very impressive all night long. It's a commiseration to Wolfinator, but a big shout out to Stelstar for a fantastic drive from himself tonight.
Again, agreed. Driver of the day, Louis Allen, for me, as good as night as Holty has had. I think that Louis on his first podium and a 4th place, getting that Honda up places and maybe making people think of car choices for next season. I know I'm already looking at something Japanese for then. We'll have to see what that one is. So unless you know me, you probably know what the Japanese car is. But we are back live. Nissan, exactly. We are back live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. GMT +1 for the Pro action. We hope Pierre's better to be on comms tomorrow night. Otherwise, it'll be me bringing you the broadcast live, which is a shame because it's my last week of racing. I'll be here to bring you the commentary once again, Brands Hatch and Misano, but I will not be taking part in them due to work commitments in Switzerland. And also join Dan Davis live on Sunday night for the third ultimate round, if you will. Not the penultimate, but the third ultimate, we'll call it, round. Mexico, Jamie versus James in the championship fight. Will James be there after he's just had his little baby girl? We will be back next week, myself and Dan. And if you please could, do check out a week on Friday. So not this Friday, the week after. Please come and check out. I'll post a link in the Discord. Racing Unleashed. Come and show me your support as I do the full season of professional commentary. Come and give me your support over there as well. But I'll mention that more in detail next week. That's been Pro-Am. A&H Motorsport are your constructors champions, and Kieran Argent does it again in Pro-Am. We will be back next week. Can Holty wrap up the drivers? Only one place to find out. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.